Good morning, jewellery makers. How are you? Lovely to have your company. My name is Elena. I'm with you for the next 5 hours, and I can't stress enough just how jam-packed today's show is. Truly, we've got sterling silver, we've got white wire, we've got the most astonishing kit. Like, truly, we are bowled over by it. And we have got only one of my favourite men in the entire world. It's the one and the only Mark Smith.
Do you remember this time last week? We were complaining that we had never worked together for the past 6 months.
We were whinging.
It's like buses, two come across at the same time.
See, exactly. But, you know, we're not complaining about that.
No.
Not complaining about that. Get some text messages in. We'd love to hear from you, wouldn't we, Mark? We'd like to know if you've got any questions for Mark, of course, our macrame expert. But, you know, you've actually delved into quite a lot of intricate wire working with this kit as well.
This is just amazing. I mean, we've got a kit with, as you said at the beginning, we've got white wire, which I've never used before. Not only white wire, but 0.4 mil white wire, which is my favourite. Plus another 3 gauges as well. So, you know, it's an incredible kit.
Do you know what? I've just literally thought of something. There was a customer on Facebook, did you see it as well, who was saying, please notify me when you get the white wire, because that lady's missed out. So we'll try and give him a little shout out. Yeah, it just reminded me then, white wire. And also the 2 strands. I mean, they're like paracord tourmalines, quite literally. You know, paracord tourmaline can sit on the fence. It can either be blue or green. Neither or is more desirable or more valuable. You've got both in, well, not paracord tourmaline literally, but then it would be like 5-figure price tags. But the look of...
We've got a sky blue topaz colour as well, haven't we?
Is this not one of the most stonking kits that
I think it's one of the best of the year so far.
Me too.
It really is.
100%.
Beautiful kit.
Please, please, please send some text messages to your friends, because I think you'll be sorely disappointed if you miss out on this. We've got so much though, loads to bring you. Kunite, we've got loads of sterling silver, of course loads of threading material. We've got your paracord back in stock.
Can we say which type of paracord?
Go on, go for it.
Glow in the dark. Clips back in stock. Back
in stock. There we go. That's coming up later on this morning. So much. I tell you what. What's the old saying? Can shake a stick at it. I don't know. I don't even know if that's what you say.
You do, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
So much you can shake a stick at it. Anyway, should we get the show underway? I'm really, really excited. And we're going to start with a little mini showcase of your sterling silver. And they are, of course, your beautiful lobster claws. Now, if you're thinking straight away, oh, expensive, maybe not quite in my budget, all of this sterling silver, I'm going to say this only once. It is going under £7. Every single one of these. I'm starting, and this isn't just one individual clasp here, folks. You've got 10 pieces of your lobster claws. Just find my little tweezers left. Whatever Cleary's been in here, I can never find anything. Our Jenny Cleary, who you saw earlier on. Honestly, the chaos that the studios is in when Jenny Cleary's been here. We love you dearly. We do love you dearly. Dearly Cleary. Whew, say that fast. Anyway, this is what you are getting. 10 lobster claw clasps just like this. Solid, precious, 925 stamped, beautiful, luxurious. You can see it is sizable as well, 8x3mm, and very substantial in the gram content of your sterling silver. So, mini showcase, and yes, I did say under £7. 70 pence each. I don't even know if you can get a copper one for that price tag. Especially outside of these 4 walls. All you need to do if you want to add length to your clasp is simply add some of your extender chain or a couple of jump rings. Is that right, Mark?
That's all you need. That's all you need. But I know what, I'll let you finish and then I'll tell you
what I would
do. What I would do is because I know the prices are going to, is I would buy 4 packs and just make an amazing lobster claw bracelet. Just use the findings. I mean, how contemporary. I think
love
it's
that
stunning.
idea.
I'm really into making jewellery only with findings at the moment. We've spoken about doing maybe an hour slot on a show in the future, just making jewellery with findings packs, nothing else, no beads at all.
I really like that idea.
Beautiful.
Do you know, if you were working for one of those big department stores right now, you know, the big jewellery brands, you'd probably be paid millions for that.
Really?
That little idea. Don't go anywhere though, because
no. I mean, as you know, I sell jewellery as well, and before you even incorporate a bead or anything, if I'm using a sterling silver clasp, whether it's a toggle or a lobster, it's £5 straight away before anything. So
recoup your costs.
That's incredible.
It is, isn't it? 10 of them and guaranteed under £7. We've got 128 of these available, which might sound like a significant quantity, but when you think about it, Mark has just said he'd buy 4, and I don't blame you there, Mark, at all. You're not alone in that as well. Lots of other people are thinking, I'm going to multi-buy as well. Why not? At this price point, it is a little showcase. We're going to start with that wonderful Lucky 7, £6.95, so even less than in actual fact, so 69 pence each. If you went into a jewellery establishment, you know, and you'd maybe lost one of your clasps, I fully expect it to be sort of what, £10–15 for just one of these, because obviously they've got to recuperate their costs. You could sell these on the web, doing nothing to them, I'm sure, at a profit.
I think 3 for £6.95 would have been an amazing deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
But 10, I don't think I've ever seen 10 in a bundle like this before.
Well, they're not tiny, are they, Mark? You know, they are the big ones too. You know, if you find, you know, sometimes you see clasps, whether they be the bolt rings or the lobster, and they're so tiny that I struggle to actually to do them up with my fingernails. Have you ever seen those? You're not going to have that problem with these.
They're quite a nice masculine look to them as well. For gents jewellery, I think, as well, they'll add that little certain something.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like the idea of a complete lobster claw clasp.
It looks amazing.
Bracelet.
It looks
That's
really
fantastic. Martha's saying, funny you should say that. Apparently we've got a text message coming through. Maybe someone with the same inspiration as you. Kathy, hello to you in London. Nice to have your company. A chain of lobster claws with gems made into charms can easily be added at intervals. Yeah, beautiful.
Brilliant
I love that idea.
Yeah. I think it just looks so contemporary and modern.
And it's going to have a real beautiful movement as well.
And it doesn't matter where you open or close it.
No.
So each closure is going to be the same, isn't it? So it's really handy.
That is a fab idea. And necklaces. I mean, at this price point, you could probably invest, if you're multi-buying and getting enough for a necklace, that'd be fantastic. Get a suite. Already half the stock has gone. I'm not in the least bit surprised. 128 is what we had initially. Obviously, they will all sell out, and I'm not surprised at all. If you want to buy 10 of these, buy 10. Stock permitting, of course. It's down to you. And if you are watching us for the very first time, by the way, we're JewelleryMaker. We're a well-established company that is broadcast globally. We get inspiration from our wonderful guest designers, and you have got one of our finest this morning. We bring you kits, we bring you amazing bargains, we bring you deals like so of genuine precious sterling silver, genuine gemstones as well, and we'll bring you inspiration. I think that's one of the most edgy slices of inspiration that I've had.
Edgy. I like edgy.
Yeah, it is edgy. I like that, and again, it's him and her, isn't it?
Completely. This is one of my favourite toggles, I think.
Yeah.
Without doubt, class.
You know when you look at sort of designs in the big department, you know, the big jewellery designers, what kind of clasps do they have? It tends to be the lobster claws in actual fact, because they are considered the more luxurious, shall we say. Now, what do you get when you start with us here at JewelleryMaker? I'm just looking for it now. I'm going to blame Jenny Cleary.
I'll get it. That's probably me. I tied it up when I got here this morning.
Oh, did you?
Sorry.
Thanks, Mark. Sorry, Jenny. I'm sorry, Jenny. My bad. We do get, if you're brand new to us here, do you know what? Even if you've been with us for for a while and you wanted to sort of, you know, just maybe refresh yourself on the basics, you probably know these inside out. We will bring you a DVD, which is a Get Started DVD, which gives you all of the essentials really to start yourself with making jewellery. How to attach your clasps like this, how to make a pair of earrings, how to make a bracelet, how to make a necklace, information about JewelleryMaker as well, and an introduction to our essential toolkit as well, which you can get via our website. You also get one of our lovely Get Started booklets, which is lovely, beautifully glossy, tells you about the show, tells us about social media, again gives you lots of handy hints, introduces you to some of the guest designers, and we will of course get one of our JM Hub magazines, which is sent out with every order that you make on a monthly basis. £6.95 only, plus the one postage and packaging throughout the entirety of the day, irrespective of whether you order once or 100 times. Fabulous. Now we had 128. They will sell out. No if buts or maybes at that price point. Absolutely incredible. Now I did say it was going to be a little showcase. I've got 2 more to bring you. Oh, I love. Would you call this a charm? I call it a charm. Solid sterling silver. If I hold it like this, then you can actually see firstly. Oopsie. You can actually see firstly the connector. how you can attach this to your necklace, to your bracelet, whichever you choose. Again, turn it round. So if I hold it like this, then you can actually see the pattern. Isn't that beautiful?
Exquisite, isn't it?
There's the 925 stamp as well. There's also a little bit of fluff on it. Let me just grab that. There we go. I want to get this.
I'm just imagining a bride walking down the aisle with a very simple chain, with that attached, with something with a blue gemstone, a tanzanite maybe, or a topaz, something like that.
That would be stunning.
Exquisite.
Or one of the gemstones
beautiful.
out of your first kit. Amazing. Or a simple pearl. You know, so incredibly elegant. You know, a charm of solid, precious sterling silver like this on the high street. You'd be talking what? 30, 40, 50 pounds? And then some. Well, that very well-known charm shop on most high street, £35 for something almost identical, might be a bit of different size, I don't know. Thomas Sabo, £45, so Pandora, Thomas Sabo, £45 we're talking there. Links of London, you'd probably be talking, oh gosh, I don't know, in excess of that, I would imagine, just because it's regarded as a luxurious brand. There are tons, and we could do direct comparisons all day, but you already know that here you get the quality. I've been purchasing our charms from JewelleryMaker since we actually started launching them, and I tell you what, my charm bracelets never look so beautiful. It would cost me, you know, I used to buy charms probably once a year just because they're expensive, aren't they? Now you can buy them pretty much every week with us here at JewelleryMaker. You won't believe this price point.
When you dropped it on the desk earlier, it sounded heavy.
It is substantial.
Yes.
£5.95 for all of that sterling silver. You know, if you've... Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It is substantial, Mark. You're right to point that out. There is a significant gram weight of your precious metal here. I mean, you could just leave it like so. It doesn't need anything else, does it?
Anything with it at all. They're exquisite roses, aren't they, around the outside?
They really are. Beautiful. And they've got that dimension to them as well. If you bought two, just these on a simple sterling silver shepherd hook pair of earrings, absolutely incredible, maybe with your favourite gemstone suspended in the middle, but it doesn't need it. All you need is the beauty here. Anita Mead, my darling, if you're watching right now, or if anybody is friends with Anita on Facebook, please can you give her a message saying that we have the white wire included into today's kit. I noticed that message, that status, so, and it's only just dawned on me, apologies. So Anita Mead, we're giving you a personal shout out, my lovely. See, that's how dedicated we are to our customers. Personal shout out. If you are new to us, by the way, don't feel like you're isolated. Text in. We'd love to hear from you. Maybe you're watching for the very first time thinking, what's JewelleryMaker all about? We want to know. We want to hear from you. 60777. Start your text with JM Studios and then give us your message, and we'd like to hear from you, especially if you are tuning in for the very first time. And that's not excluding our original jewellery makers who have been with us for lengths of time as well. We absolutely value also £5.95 only, Mark.
That's one of my favourite words ever is the word wedge, and I don't use it as often as I should. But I'm just thinking, if you've got a strand of gemstones, graduated gemstones, and you chose a size that you could wedge really firmly within that central circle there, and then just suspended that from a shepherd's hook, I think that'd look exquisite.
It really would.
Absolutely
I'm thinking like sort of leather or something like that, really, really edgy, like we were saying before. How about with, bear with me, brand new, oh, this is new in, absolutely exquisite.
Wow.
How about with this, Mark?
I've had a sneaky peek at that this morning.
I know. Of course you would, Mark. I don't blame you. You've got to capitalise on being here in the studio.
That's one of the reasons I get here so early, is I can have a little snoop before it goes live.
Nothing wrong with snooping. Nothing whatsoever, especially if it's going to put you ahead of the game with strands and charms like this. £5.95 only. Loads and loads and loads of you getting involved. Now, final sterling silver opportunity before we go over to see the lovely Mark. Now, these are... three. You're getting three. Delicate, beautiful, gorgeous. They remind me of a four-leaf clover. So lovely. So maybe you've got somebody that, well, yes, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Sunday. Maybe you know someone that needs a little bit of luck. I don't know. Maybe they're sitting exams or final year of university, or I don't know. Just needs a little pick-me-up. I'm just thinking this could be the perfect four-leaf clover. I love them. They are little individual bales. You are getting 3. Look at the detailing. Look at the detailing that you actually get on these lovely charms. They come featuring with that lovely post, which you can attach a half-drilled gemstone into, which is basically, well, you can attach any gemstone with some really, really, really strong glue, which again, we do supply. This is the bail that I was just referring to. If I just turn it to a slight angle, you can actually loop any of your chains, any of our chains through there as well. So it could be easily a pendant. Or alternatively, it can easily be a bracelet or a pair of earrings. Either or. You're getting 3 of these very half-drilled bail pendant drops because, like I said, they are all of the above. We've got pages of half-drilled gemstones on our own website. Pearls, rose quartz, amethyst, labradites, agates, it's all there. Basically, a half-drilled gemstone, the drill doesn't go all the way through. It's fairly obvious, really, meaning that you are going to have one complete smooth area on the base, on the bottom of a gemstone, so not, in terms of pearl, not damaging the exterior or nacre surface. How stunning are these? We did say that these were going under £7, didn't we? Way under £7. That's £2 each. Again, Mark, I mean, you sell jewellery, you do your craft fairs and everything. If you took one simple pearl, attached it to the bottom here, or a labradite, whatever your gemstone you chose, and then sold this...
Well, I would probably get 2 lots and sell them as earrings, because I find, personally, I could make just a tad more money with earrings, and they're quite an easy purchase for people. Yeah. And I would know, if I had pearls on the end, it'd be £15 a pair. Yeah.
And it's taken you how long?
Yeah, or minutes.
Minutes to actually attach the pearl to that half drill itself. So intricate, even the curving. It's not just a flat. It's not just a flat amount of sterling silver. If I turn it round to maybe the reverse of the back, which is of course very important, you want that to be beautiful as well. Can you see those angles? Can you see how it actually sort of peaks in the centre? Is it the sternum of the leaf? Just down sort of, the backbone, I suppose, of the leaf itself. So curls itself round so beautifully. I'm wondering if you got multiples of these, you could replicate, you could recreate that clover.
What I'm thinking, if you lay them down flat, you haven't got an overhead, have you? I'd put 2 flat opposite each other with the 2 pins facing each other. Yeah. I'll get a full drilled bead and insert them either end of the bead, and you'd have butterfly wings either side of a bead. Does that make sense?
Yes. Do you see what Mark means? So put one way.
So the two pins through a full drilled bead and secure them in with some jewellery glue.
Oh, that would be so pretty.
2 sets of wings.
I love that idea, or maybe fairy or angel wings, something like that. Yeah. So lovely. I'm not surprised we're busy this morning. It is a mini silver showcase. We've got so much to bring you throughout the course of the morning, and we're starting with high-end, luxurious opportunities, but yet affordable price tags. I mean, anybody can get involved. You can understand why people think that, you know, those that are new or maybe flicking through the channels. That's how I came across JewelleryMaker. Just flicking through, I was like, hang on, what's this? Grabbed my attention, so I ended up watching for hours upon hours. Same as you? So you're like, you do have that doubt, I suppose, initially, thinking, this is too good to be true. Sterling silver at £5.95. You would think that, wouldn't you? And it's understandable. We are a global big company, folks. The simple matters is we do not have such huge overheads in the sense that, you know, one of these might sell on a daily basis in a retailer. Right now we're selling hundreds in a matter of minutes. Do check out their web bidders. If you've got it in your baskets, it's not going to stay there. If you're with me on the phone lines, which is totally a free phone, stay where you are. If you haven't as yet dialed, you can still do so. So just because I move on doesn't mean that you can't get involved. Fabulous, well done, and do speak to our contact centre about the other sterling silver opportunities. What a start to the morning, but it's only right really that we've got properly limbered up for this kit. I'm going to say it again, it's not a word I use very often. Stonking. Stonking.
That's a good word.
This kit is stonking. And I'm going to agree with you, Mark. I think it's one of the nicest of the entire year.
So far,
do you know what?
Without a doubt.
Could even be my absolute favourite of the year. Martha's saying, I have to do a Barbara Windsor accent for the name of the pub, for the name of the kit. I almost said name of the pub.
Oh, yeah.
Get out of my pub! You're barred!
That was really good.
Oh, take my iPad with me because I think it's going to absolutely erupt on the web and on the phone now. Now, you are getting so much silver-coloured wire, white-coloured wire, and the most amazing strands that are so incredibly Paraiba-esque. I'm excited. Mark, we've got 98 of these.
Is that all?
Yeah. That's
right.
the one negative, I suppose, is that we will not have enough. Pure and simple. It's not going to be enough of them to go around. You know when you, like, I wish I could be a fly on the wall sometimes. When these arrive at your doorstep, you have no inkling what's coming, do you?
Not at all. Not at
None
all.
whatsoever.
No.
You must have literally been doing...
The difficult decision that I always get, and I don't know if it's the same as other jewellery guest designers, is we get the two kits arrive at the same time. It's which one do you save till last?
I know.
And this was the one that I saved till last.
Really?
I've got a thing about leaving the best till last, and it's just beautiful.
I would have been too impatient, I think. Way too impatient. Now, you've got 4 spools of wire. I'm going to start with the wire, actually, because already loads of you are on the phone lines. And you've got all the essential gauges, really, Mark, haven't you? You've got your 0.6... 10 metres of your 0.6mm silver coloured wire. I've still not bought, sorry, silver plate. It is silver plated, by the way. So it's copper and then it's got the silver plate over the top there. So you are getting your precious metal. 10 metres of
Feel
that.
how soft that is. 0.6 is my favourite gauge, and it's just so supple.
It is. You can feel that quality.
Lovely.
Wow. Then you've got your 0.8, perhaps I should have done that one first, but you've got all the essential gauges that you need, really, in the most popular colour of our wire. I still haven't been able to get hold of any.
No,
I've got so many. Have you got any yet?
No.
I've got so many strands that I need to work with, and I haven't been able to get hold of it because I'm always on air when we start bringing when we do opportunities like this, and then don't entertain the idea of getting involved because they're always going to sell out. Then we've also got your 0.25, which is wonderful for your fine weaving or your knotting even.
And I didn't use any of that in my kit. I've got lots of wire left, and I didn't even touch the 0.25.
Really?
Yep. So that's ready for the stash.
Don't blame you.
I know.
I don't blame you. The white wire. Launched about 4 weeks ago. First time I'm even seeing it.
I've never seen it before either.
Isn't it lovely?
Beautiful.
It's in 0.4, which is, again, arguably one of the most versatile dimensions. So you use this for your weaving.
For macrame. I've made 3 macrame pieces on there. We're using the 0.4, and it's just exquisite.
That's amazing, isn't it? Oh, look at those gemstones going, hey. It's not all about you, it's about me as well. Look how stunning they are. Oh my goodness, I have to bring the gemstones in because already loads of you are there. So incredibly Paraiba-esque. You have got these intense, dramatic bars of quartz in the perfect sort of apatite blue, and then the most wonderful mandrare apatite green. Oh, the fusion! It's like a tropical swimming pool or a tropical lagoon, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. So you can understand why Paraiba tourmaline fetches some of the highest price points in the industry. Possibly the most expensive gemstone out there right now is Paraiba tourmaline. Now I haven't got, and I'm not too proud to admit it, a 5-figured budget where I can just sort of, spoil myself with Paraibas, but I still want to enjoy that rare colour. So this is the first time in my absolute time here at JewelleryMaker that I've ever brought anything quite like this in the colour.
Exquisite. No, I haven't seen these colours either together.
I would get involved for this kit single-handedly for the quartz on its own. I would get involved with this kit single-handedly for the wire on its own. If the price was actually each, it's not, it's for everything that you've got on your screen here, I would be dialing through. Now, we have just under 100. Apparently, we should be, if you were to buy every single item, every single component individually off our website, it would be just $39.20, which is already incredibly affordable.
That for the 2 gemstone strands, I think, would be an amazing price. Wow.
We're not stopping there, Mark. Oh, look.
like Superman's palace.
I was just thinking exactly the same as well. $27.95.
Really?
I mean, we've got one of our newest colour wires there, which was only launched a matter of weeks ago. You have got your 3 individual silver-plated wire there, and you've got these beautiful brand new bars for just $27.95. That's a significant saving, and I'm going to say it again, one of my favourite kits of the entire year. Could well take the top spot for the entirety of 2016, and we're only in March. Loads of you there, needless to say. Norma, Joan, Antoinette, Margaret, Audrey, hello to you. Merseyside and Tanya and Deborah and Margaret and Janine and Francis. I can't say hello to everybody because quite literally, there's too many names. Basically too many of you there. Check out as soon as you possibly can. Now, you obviously enjoyed working with this, Mark.
Loved it,
what was your favourite piece to create?
I think it was the necklace.
The big statement necklace.
When I get this type of shape of bead, I always tend to make a necklace like this because it's such a big seller on my stall, and I would have no hesitation that would be on my stall for £55, £60.
Absolutely.
Just for that one necklace.
When you look at jewellery, you know, so you can go for the classic designs, the simple designs, you know, the solitaire pendants and the drops and things like that, which are absolutely amazing, don't get me wrong. But when you see something like this, you know, you think, wow, that is something that I would expect on maybe the catwalk.
It is beautiful, and what I like of it, it's not only you've got the uniqueness of the gemstones, but you've got the uniqueness of how the gems sit.
Yeah.
Because every time you make it, they're going to sit differently.
Yeah.
And you know how tense the wire is pulled, or what size gemstone you use. So each individual necklace is going to have that unique look to it.
And that blue and green together is just incredible, isn't it? It's beautiful. If you've not heard of paracord tourmaline, have a little look. It's a gemstone which can literally be those 2 colours. It can be both, and neither are is more valued or rarer. It's all down to personal choice if you prefer the blue or the green. This is the most paracord-esque kit that I've ever brought at JewelleryMaker. And yet only $27.95. Now listen, we don't bring paracord tourmaline to your screens because it's way too expensive. We are talking about sort of tens of thousands of pounds. I'll give you a little story actually. That a previous customer of mine who bought a paracord tourmaline from what was our sister channels, bought one, sold it, and it was around £5,000. It's a lot of money. Sold it, £25,000.
My word.
Anyway, I know. Yeah, I know. And I was like, fair play. I don't think I could have parted with it myself, even with that profit. So what is it that you're going to be demonstrating for us?
Well, I was going to show the bracelet and the ring, but Martha fell in love with the necklace, so she's asked if I could show you how to make the necklace. I don't think
Martha's alone. I'm a little, you know that's an L piece of jewellery as well. I do love that bracelet and the ring though, because that's, you know, so incredibly. You can imagine that in a boutique jeweller, can't you? Look at the intricacy of that weaving.
And I've got to the stage with my macrame with wire now that it looks machine made. It looks like a zip, doesn't it, in a handbag or something. It doesn't look as though it's been made by hand.
High praise from Ollie. Ollie is saying, I think he thinks that's the best piece of jewellery you've ever made.
Gosh, wow, thank you.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Let's do it.
Okay. No, it looks really difficult, but it's basically you're making 3 sections, and normally when I'm making a piece like this, I plait the pieces together. But I'll show you when I've done a little demo. It's actually just twisted. Okay. So you don't actually have to wear it as you're seeing it on there. You can actually wear it all separated.
Okay.
But once you've plaited it, it's plaited. You can't alter it, you see. But this type of necklace you can. So what I've done, and this is a really good kit for me because there's only 2 colours. So I'm not having to take my time about colour grading. No. But it comes in all sizes. So but the first thing I did is I've done this once before on the show, is you lay out your strands and then you take away the longest and then the next longest and you put them all in a row so they're graduating from small to large. So you get that graduating.
Love it.
So it saved me half the time only having 2 colours straight away. And as you can see from the stones, I mean, you get some amazing, so you've got some really, I love the shape of these as well. It looks as though they've grown like that.
Yeah, it does. It does. It looks like the crystal itself.
You see crystals in caves, don't you, that look like that. They're absolutely beautiful. So for people who like crystal healing and have, you know, one pendant with a silver bail on the top on a long chain.
Perfect.
I mean, you've got I don't know, maybe 130, 140. Probably even more than that on these 2 strands. So no, it's beautiful. So what I decided is I used 0.6 as my lazy because I wanted to be quite supple to be able to twist. Okay, So you take a piece, now I'm only using shorter pieces for demoing, but for each of the 3 sections,
and this is your 0.6 wire, isn't it?
This is a 0.6 in the silver, yeah. And I took the length of your board plus 2 or 3 inches top and bottom, just to allow you to attach it to your board.
For the benefit of those of you that haven't got one of our macrame boards, that's about, what do you think, 12 inches?
About 16 inches altogether.
Oh, there we go.
Or 16 inches.
16 inches.
Okay, so we're going to attach our wire at the top. As you can see, I've used this quite a lot for my wire. This is my wire macrame board. And yeah, so it's well used. I do apologise, it's not a brand spanking new one, but you can see where I've used the holes. If you found on your macrame board that your holes don't hold, you buy a new board, which would be the simplest thing to do, or you just start to move.
And they're very inexpensive, aren't they?
$6.95?
Yeah.
I mean, it's incredible. Or you can
they do always sell out, though. We haven't got any currently available.
No, I know.
That's because Mark's got such a following as well. I think it sold out last night.
Oh, okay. Yes, it did actually, and the T-pins did.
There we go. Well, we will get it back in stock.
Yeah. So all I would do is start from the middle, and then as you're progressing, just work your way out, because I still haven't used the 2 end ones here, so I can still use those if I wanted to. So we're going to attach our 6mm wire, which you've proved is so supple and soft. It's beautiful. So we're just going to attach it through a slot in our macrame board, back up through the adjacent slot, then we feed that underneath, over, and through the original slot. Okay. And just smooth it out so it's nice and straight on your board. And then we start threading our gemstones. Now for the necklace, remember, I think I had 15. So starting with small to large to small, and you want 15. And you can use 1 colour. There's enough on each strand to make this necklace twice if you wanted to.
Okay.
Okay, but I wanted to alternate the colours. So we'll start with a small blue.
Yeah, it's a shame not to use both of them.
And these drill holes are substantial enough to take the 0.8 as well. So, so it goes through every single gemstone. So it's really good. And then we'll go for the green. And just have a play with textures and tones. I just think this is an amazing strand, as you say. So let's put on this really long blue one here. Okay, so you would continue and thread on your 15 stones, or 17, depending on how long you want your necklace to be. And then we're just going to attach at the bottom exactly the same way. So we through a slot, back up through the adjacent slot, and then underneath. And we want it to be nice and tight in the bottom here. Because it's so supple, once you've taken the wire out at the end of the piece, you just straighten it out again with your hands or your nylon jaw pliers. Yeah. Okay, so that's our lazy strand set up. Now for this, I've used the twist knot, which is one of our favourites. And I've used the 0.6. Now I've taken a short piece of the white wire, which is the 0.4. So 0.6 is the lazy, 0.4 is the working. I actually took quite a large piece off. It was fingertip to fingertip, which is, in my case, is 6 foot. Plus another couple of feet, so 8 feet.
So you're talking like this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so about 8 feet. You can, if you want to, take a couple of 4-piece sections, 4-foot sections, and just incorporate the second piece as you're going along.
Okay.
But I don't like adding, I like it to be the same piece.
Continuous.
So it's a bit flyaway to begin with, but
it's what you can handle, I suppose.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, probably not going to show up very well on the screen. Oh, it's not too bad. So we're going to take the wire underneath our lazy, and we're going to do, I always do 1 inch of bare knot, first of all. They call it naked knot. Now the reason, especially in this type of necklace, is we want to hide all the gubbins, all the nasties, under the cones that I've made using the 0.8. So you just need a bit of naked, because you don't want to cover up any of the beads underneath your cone.
No. We're talking about the Wags Y-cone detail you've got just there. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to take our wire and we're going to do a series of twist knots. If anyone watched our show on Saturday, Zena expertly took you through the twist knot with her little disc designer section. So we're just going to continue with our half twist. I saw that as well. I've had a little nosy at that chain.
What's that?
That chain, I've had a little
nosy. Has it just caught your attention?
No, I've already had a look already this morning. I just had a little nose. So you probably need about 20 of the half square knots to make your inch section. As you can see already, I've only done...
I love the contrast with the white, because you'd think initially that the silver and the white wouldn't be very obvious, but actually it really, really, really does show up. Particularly, you've made a ring here, haven't you, Mark?
That's with the white and silver, yes.
That's with the white and silver, and it just looks incredible. We've got loads of messages, Mark, coming through. Lots of love for your designs, as always. Julian Dorset says, morning, the designs are beautiful, Mark. The necklace reminds me of the ocean. Stunning. Yeah, it does. Sarah in Cheshire is saying that macrame bracelet is just stunning, Mark. Some in white and silver would make a stunning stack of bracelets. I'd wear it daily. Yes. Very understated and elegant. I totally agree. A question from Geraldine in Monmouthshire. Oh, my neck of the woods, Geraldine. Good morning, everybody. Loving Mark's jewellery. If there is time, is it possible for Mark to do or talk through how to do the bracelet weave? Well, we've still got about 15 minutes, so I think so. Okay, well, this won't take very long because I'm just going to show you how we attach the beads. There we go, Geraldine. You won't believe how simple it is. Loads of you still coming through for this kit, and I'm not in the least bit surprised. I highly doubt if a single one of these will be available come the end of the hour, just because we've never done a kit like it. No, it's incredible. Absolutely beautiful. I was trying to think of another strand that we could incorporate it to take it to the next level, but I don't think there is. I think as soon as you put something else in, it will detract. The moment I stepped into the studio, and obviously it was an instant reaction, wasn't it? Wow. Straight away. I didn't look at anything else. It was wow. Well done. And your designs, obviously. Okay, so if it is your designs with the gemstones as well, and the white wire, brilliant. So if I hold it up, you can see the twist in action there on the bottom of the board there. I mean, how exquisite! And you're right about the silver with the white. It doesn't get lost, does it? It looks so lovely together. So that's 15. Obviously, you'd go up to do your 20, so you'd get your complete inch, and then you start incorporating the beads. So the way we're going to do this is we've got our beads already attached to our lazy. We're just going to feed the bead up, and I found the easiest way to do it is just pop the bead standing up vertically like so. And we're just going to wrap our wire with a half square knot, exactly that we did at the beginning here. And between each stone, I did a series of 10 half square knots. So that it's your basic twist. The whole necklace is your twist knot. And because of the different varying angles of the facets on the stones, they're all going to sit at different angles. So we're just going to continue. So imagine that I'd made my 10 halves, then we take up our next bead. Now if you wanted to, as this is standing upwards, okay, you see that this one here fell to the left, my left. If you wanted it to be even more substantial necklace, once you've tied your square knots, you can actually force it to the right. Yeah, encourage it once you've caged it, okay? So then you would just cage that as well. Let's do that, shall we? If we cage the next stone, like so, bring that up to the top, do a couple. You can have them go in every direction, couldn't you? Like. So what you do then is you just twist it to that side. There we go. And then once you've made your necklace and you've done your twist, it'll stand up again at amazing angles. Yeah. Okay. So you would continue with your 17, 19, however many stones you choose to do. You would replicate your section at the end here, so each end would be the same. Yeah. Okay. Once you've made your 3 sections, you will notice, and I particularly noticed, that they were all different lengths. Okay. Which is an issue, but all you would do is you would take each piece off your board, and because it's so smooth, the 2 wires against each other, you can actually just pull, you can concertina out all of your wires, all of your twist. It's not going to alter the shape. It's You're not talking going the white wire now. We'll actually. Wire. Yeah, the white wire will. Let's see if I can show you with this. So it will actually concertina. And then you can pull them all to exactly the same length. You take this bead off. And we have had a little flurry on the phone lines, by the way. It looks like a few people have just come in from the school run, maybe. So can I just quickly recap what's included in this kit? Because there's only 98 available, and already, oh gosh, I don't know how many have gone. You have got 4 spools of wire, which includes the 0.8 in silver, your silver-plated colour, silver-plated wire. Then you've got your 0.6, which is what one of the wires that Mark is working with right now. Then you've got the 0.25 in your silver. And you have got one of our newest launches of the 0.4 white wire. There have been requests on our Facebook page. Please get more of the white wire in. We have done, but I think this is the only opportunity that we've got, certainly in our show this morning, to get hold of it. But then look at the stunning gemstones that you're also getting. And Mark's had the fun working with, shall we say. It is your Bard, but I think this should be something like Oceanic Paraiba or something like like that.
Yes, no, right.
It's very mermaid-esque. You've got coloured quartz here, but some of the most distinctive and beautiful coloured quartz that I think we've ever purchased.
No, you could be right. You could be right there.
At just $27.95, you know, I'd pay that for the quartz on their own. I'd pay that for the wire on its own. 98 is all that we have. I mean, you have got there 40 metres of your wire, and as you can see, 380 carats of those beautiful blues and greens. More text messages coming in for you, Mark. Lots of feedback on the beauty of this kit and, of course, your wonderful designs. Morning, Eleanor, Mark and crew. Mark's jewellery is stunning as usual. I totally agree. Love the macrame necklace and hope you're keeping well, Eleanor. I'm absolutely... I couldn't be better because, listen, look at the beautiful gemstones that I've got in front of me. White, and Mark. And you guys at home. You know, incredible. We've got 10 minutes left, Mark, so have we got time to do that macrame bracelet?
I'll just show you how we stretch this wire. I've got it off the board here.
Oh, yeah, you said concertina.
Yeah. So all you need to do is just slowly separate it, and you can pull the weave out. So I've made another ½ centimetre like so. So if you did that the whole length of your piece, then you'd be able to take your wires to the same length. It's
like what you do with the elastic, isn't it? So you kind of stretch out the elastic completely. To condition it.
So to finish it, once you've got your 3 sections, as you look at the necklace there, all I've done is I've made a rosary link at one end with a piece of, again, 0.6 to hide. So all the gubbins of all 3 pieces are under those cones that I've made, and we've shown you how to make the cone before on the show. And then normally I would plait those 3 sections, but all I've done this time is just twisted because you've got the strength of the wire. So you can, if you want to, undo those twists and have a layered necklace instead, so you can actually wear it more than one way. So it's really, really beautiful. Really
I absolutely adore it. Yeah, we were all saying some of our favourite pieces of jewellery that we've seen. You know, if you walk into, I don't know, Bond Street, Regent Street, if you go to Milan or Rome or...
You and I should do a Euro break.
Yeah, I'm down with that, definitely. I'm definitely down with that. And look at all the big jewellery designer shops. This is something that I would expect to be in, you know, those establishments. Look how uniformed that macrame work is. Jan's got a question for you. Good morning, Eleanor and Mark. Loving today's show and Mark's designs. Could you please show the clasp with the macrame bracelet? Sorry, yes, of course I can. I'll show it you. Can we go from one point to the other?
Yes, yes.
Because it's absolutely amazing. So it's a cuff?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Look at the quality that you've... Mark, it's so uniformed. You would actually think that this has been pre-cast. Or machine made.
Yeah, I'm really proud of it. I mean, it's getting better than my wire work.
Getting better? I don't think it could be any better, could it?
It's down to our guest designers and their amazing techniques that they're showing us. And, you know, I've done macrame for a while, and it's only been about 18 months that I thought, I'll see what it's like with wire. And it's as I started the whole hobby all over again from scratch. And some of the pieces are just beautiful in wire. Imagine that sterling silver. I had no idea how much you would.
Well, I mean, what would you charge for that? I really do hope you're going to say more than the kit right now.
For that one?
Yes.
See, I would charge £15 for that.
No way.
I know.
No. Mark, how many hours has it made? Sorry, as me questioning your prices.
Well, saying that, it's only about 3/4 of an hour, but, you know, my dad handed it now, so for a new beginner,
next
it would
time
take a
that
long
you do
time.
One of your craft fairs, can you let me know?
Okay.
Because I'll be there. I think, personally, that could be in excess of £30. Surely. Okay. Surely. Already, way over half the stock has gone, and we've probably got about 20, 30 actually allocated in baskets. There's still chances for you to make confirmations on the phone lines and also on the web, but there were just 98 of these available. Okay, so how do we make this exquisite piece?
Okay, so for this piece, again, this is really simple. I feel a bit of a... not a con merchant, that's the wrong term to use, but a bit of a charlatan sometimes, because the pieces look really exquisite and really difficult to make, but they're so simple.
That's good, isn't it?
Well,
that's a good thing. That's a good thing.
That's a good thing. So what I've got is I've taken 2 pieces of the 0.8, so this time, because we're going to make a cuff, we need added strength, and we need to make the clasp. Okay.
So could you use maybe 1 millimeter gauge?
If I had 1 mil in the kit, I would have used 1 mil.
Okay.
Yeah, but 0.8 is you can hammer it as well if you wanted to as well. So you could take your 2 pieces and hammer, and then macrame on top if you wanted to. So I've got 2 pieces which I've attached at the top of the board, and exactly the same way, and also at the bottom. But you just need to make sure that your 2 pieces are parallel. They're sat side by side. They don't want them to twist because it won't work. So
what you're saying is this bracelet, a newcomer could make?
Yes. If you can do the square knot, which is your basic macrame knot, you can make this bracelet.
Right, I'm definitely hooked.
Okay, so we've got our 2 lasers. I'm using 0.6. If you're a newbie, I would recommend using 0.4 to start with, just to get used to how the wire moves and feels.
Okay.
And again, this is your basic square knot. So we're going to do the left side of the knot first. And obviously I've got a smaller piece of wire here, but you probably need a piece about 3.5 feet long. So obviously not as long as the necklace. So we do the left-hand side of the knot.
So you form a D.
Yep. And then on this side we're going to form a B.
And a D and a B.
And that's it. So that's your square knot. You do the left side and the right side. And what I tend to do is when I'm using wire, is when I tie my knot, like so, and then I stretch the wire out. So you're warming it up and you're softening it, ready for the next knot.
Okay.
And then we're going to do the left side. And then the right.
If you want to join Mark on one of Mark's workshops, you've got one in a few days' time, haven't you, Mark?
I've got
on the
one
18th.
on Friday and one on Saturday.
There are still a couple of places available with your macrame with wire workshop. That's on the 18th. So if you want to learn how to do this, and you've got your part 2 on the 19th.
Yeah, brand new.
Brand new.
First time.
Love it.
Yes.
I remember you saying about this, about getting a sort of a double workshop. You can book that via the website, or you can speak to our wonderful contact centre if you want to. There's still a couple of places. It's a fabulous day. You come here to the studios, basically. You have Mark walking you through every single one of the designs. Of course, you get a chance to meet guest designers and also the crew, which is absolutely fantastic, and learn how to do this very technique.
This features on the first day, the first one on the Friday.
Wonderful.
So we do this. So all you do is you keep going until you get to your desired length.
I can't believe how easy that looks.
This is what I'm saying. I feel a bit of a charlatan sometimes. So to finish off, we take our working wires and we wrap one of them around our 2 lasers in one direction and cut the end off. We take the other wire all the way around in the other direction and cut it off. Can I
just correct you for a second though, Mark, because I don't like the fact you've called yourself a charlatan. Because, you know, you've done this, and it doesn't matter if it's easy or if it's complex in my eyes. I think it's fantastic that everybody can do it. You know, if you look at something like this, it's the overall piece which is what's important, surely.
Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I get your point.
Amazing. I don't like that you're doing yourself out unjust. Got a couple of questions for you, my lovely. Caroline and Aisha. Hi, you lovely folk. I've tried to make this design with wire, but I get so far and then the knots don't form evenly. Any suggestions to sort this? Good question.
Okay, there's 2 reasons. Firstly, do what I just did with the wire. So every time you do your knot, stretch the wire out. Take your time with it. Okay, that'll soften, so all of your knots will be uniform. Okay. But most of the time, it's to do with your lasers not being in the board tight enough. So if you find that your knots aren't sitting properly, take it off the board, straighten out your wires, and then reapply to your board again so they're nice and tight.
Okay, so maybe they're a little bit too loose, and that's
probably the most common problem for you.
Thank you, Caroline. Another question: could you add beads?
If you're using 1, you could. Yeah, you probably can't get 2 wires through.
That's a good point.
But if you're using 0.1, you can do exactly the same. But yeah, you can. I mean, I tend to add a lot of beads to my. I do the herringbone bangle, which contains 3 working wires. But no, absolutely, it's amazing.
Nice idea.
Yeah, beautiful.
Patricia in Belfast is saying, "Good morning, everybody. Could you please ask Mark if you can finish the bracelet with the fold over clasp or ribbon ends?"
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can do that. So what I've done here is I've cut the wires at 3 centimetres long, and then all I've done is I've snail swirled, as you can see on here, I've snail swirled each end, one in one direction and one in the other. But if you wanted fold over clasps, all you would do is you would cut enough wire, maybe 1 inch, you then place on your fold over or your ribbon end, fold it so it's nice and secure. I'll probably add glue just inside the clasp as you're putting wire on wire.
Yes.
Because it might slide out. And then just discard any of
what glue would
your
you
ends.
use?
The hypo cement or the glue that's super.
Okay.
I think we've got hypo cement coming up later actually on the show. So yeah, you can do
You
exactly
can say
that.
super glue, by the way.
Can I?
Yeah, it's not a brand name apparently.
Oh, okay. I've always said that. It's embedded in my psyche now. But yeah, but for this bracelet, what I've done is I've cut into 3 centimetre sections and then snail swirl.
I love it. I love it. I love it. If there weren't so many of you who were just admiring it as much as I would, that might be firmly on my wrist.
Okay.
But you'll want to see pictures, I understand.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Pleasure.
Absolutely stunning.
Pleasure.
Now, you're with me for the whole morning, so we're not losing you, which is fantastic. You can still get that wonderful kit, but it is looking like it could be a sellout. Already well over 3/4 of the stock has gone. Fantastic. Wow. And beautiful designs as well. Now, it's time for that stunning clear quartz. Unique faceting. So I'm going to take a mosey this way, my lovely. You have a swig of your coffee. I'm going to wander this way because this is brand new in, so we haven't seen this strand before. Absolute beautiful eye clean clarity, and it's totally and utterly natural. When it comes to clear quartz, the more liquid-like, you've certainly heard me say this before if you've been with me regularly, the more liquid-like the clarity is, the more valuable the quartz is. That's exceedingly rare. Please don't think that this quartz is an abundant mineral. In actual fact, it can be very, very, very rare when it's of this incredible quality. But when you have quality, then obviously you put it into the lap of lapidarists who have got exceedingly high skill and levels of talent. And in this case, we've actually faceted it, or I say we, the lapidarist has actually faceted it in an unusual way. I'm going to say almost concave cut, because those crown facets, which is actually duplicated, can you see, on both sides, those crown facets, creating these lovely saucer shapes, play with the light way, way, way beyond any other rondelle kind of shape before. Do you see how it's adding to that wonderful brilliance? Can you see how it's adding to the fire, adding to the scintillation, adding to the surface luster, which absolutely is the lapidarist's #1 role, to bring out enhance the natural beauty of the gemstone with sparkle, because we all want that paparazzi flash, with fire if we can get it. Of course, yes, you can get fire from quartz, like a diamond, like a zircon gemstone as well. If you have that fantastic scintillation, then all the better. Now, a 22 centimetre strand, just a couple of these added to maybe the kit that you've just seen would just be incredible, wouldn't it? Don't you think?
I think that large section in the centre, maybe the 2-inch section in the middle there, will be perfect for gents cufflinks. Just thread a head pin through and a bead on the inside.
That really would, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And as well, if you wanted to do a his and hers piece, that just through some sterling silver on a simple length of chain. Perfect. Absolutely beautiful. Really beautiful. One of those with some of those maybe charms that you saw earlier on. I mean, how incredible would that be? Can you see that fire that's coming from every single one of those rondelles? So if you see the spectrum of colour, that's not a reflection. That's coming from the play of light internally in the gemstone. And it's exceedingly rare with quartz. If you see quartz and it's quite a bit like compact ice, I suppose, after a snowfall, you know, when it gets compact and sort of slushed to the side of the road. That's what quartz as a mineral looks like. Quartz as a gemstone aspires to look like this. And of course, as I said earlier, handed to an exceedingly highly talented lapidist to bring these, a mixture between a rondelle and a concave, I suppose, because you've got those added facets on the exterior, doubly so, to really encourage that performance of light internally. It's brand new in. You've got a really elegant graduation here. Suddenly it's just struck me as well that these could even be used in the same way that a bicone would be, just because it has got that quite similar shape, geometrical shape.
I'm sure I've read somewhere, you probably, I might be wrong, but I think it's known as German faceting.
Okay.
I think I've heard it being called German faceting.
What, this shape?
That shape, yes. I might be wrong. I'm sure I've heard it called that at some point.
I've not heard of that, but that's intriguing. We're going to have a little look now. Martha's tapping away as we speak. Have a little look. I've not heard of German faceting, but I'm intrigued because I wonder if it could be sort of Ida Oberstein related.
That's the one.
Maybe it is. Maybe it's sort of Ida. Well, Mark's referring to then, if that is the case, this is a location which is regarded as one of the finest cutting of gemstone locations in the entire world. I've previously sold Ida gemstones, which are not a specific gem, but you know, gemstones, they tend to be of the highest quality, which were literally stockpiled for 50 years. Yeah, weren't up for resale for 50 years just because of the quality of the cutting and the quality of the gemstones. So yeah, I can see the connection. If that's what you mean.
I'm sure they've invented the cut.
They're responsible for some of the finest cutting in the world, without shadow of a doubt. Now, brand new in, look at that gorgeous sparkle. Introductory price for you folks. That's a lot of gemstones. There's a lot of beautiful diamond-like clarity for just $12.95 this morning. Again, team this with, you know, any of your gemstones out there to bring you that really high-end sparkle.
Wow. I'm just thinking hematite discs in between. I think that just look extraordinary. That would look extraordinary.
Sarah's asking me to hold this up to the neckline. Wow, I think I'd just restrand that. Really lovely and would look great with any outfit. Can we see it at the neckline, Elle? Yeah, no problem, my lovely. Let me just tuck my... Excuse the scratch, though. Sorry, it's still not quite healed. Our Brutus got a little bit overzealous the other night. I was like... I want a cuddle. Really want a cuddle? And that's how Brutus speaks, by the way.
That's beautiful.
Look at that gorgeous sparkle, Sarah. I totally agree. Can you imagine this maybe on the red carpet? Can you imagine this maybe at a wedding or something like that? Oh gosh, incredible. Imagine this in tiara jewellery as well. Fantastic. Christine in South Yorkshire. Hi, Ellen Mark. Can you make that bracelet with square wire? And that's from Chris in Barnsley.
Wow, I would imagine that you could. You may need to make sure that you don't twist the wire as you're making your knot, so you will need to take a bit of time on it. I'm not sure what gauges the square wire comes in, but I probably wouldn't go any more. I would probably use the 0.4.
You want to have the malleability, don't you? I think it does come in 0.4. I'm not sure. I think it does. Another question for you as well from Sheila in Aberdeenshire. Will the braid lie flat in a curve to make a torque necklace? Oh, that's a nice idea.
Yes, it will. You can manipulate it,
So you just literally tease it into that shape.
And then just mould it into the shape. That's a really good idea.
It is a good idea. Make a matching one. Oh, Mark, there we are. Hint, hint, hint. $12.95 only. Well done to every single one of you. Wow, it's been ever so busy. I'm not surprised in the least. Of course, lots of Mark's fans messaging in. We've got a lovely Dion waiting in the wings to continue the excitement of this show as well. Lots of brand new opportunities, loads of beautiful star buys, more inspiration from the wonderful Mark. Don't forget to check out those kits because truly it will sell out. We had 98 only. We'll be back just after this.
Are you new to jewellery making? Not sure where to start? Then head over to our website and check out our Get Started page. Watch the welcome message from presenter Carol and find out all about JewelleryMaker. Watch one of our easy-to-follow tutorials where our guest designers will teach you the basics and give you the confidence to start making earrings, bracelets and necklaces. If you prefer to simply have a go, then check out our starter kits. They contain everything you need, including instructions, tools, gemstones and clasps, allowing you to create your very first jewellery pieces. You can either watch the video tutorial or follow the step-by-step instructions to give you plenty of inspiration. We also have an array of beginners workshops that you can attend here at our studios and join our experienced designers and get a taste for this fabulous hobby. We will guide you through the basics to get you started making your own beautiful jewellery. Everyone is welcome in the jewellery making family, so start your jewellery making journey today. There are two easy ways you can purchase from JewelleryMaker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with JewelleryMaker.
If for any reason you're not satisfied with your purchase, you have the benefit of our no quibble 30-day money-back guarantee. Just complete the returns form enclosed with your goods and send them back for a full refund.
Welcome everybody, nice to have your company. I'm joined by the gorgeous Dion. Yummy mummy that she is. How you doing, Dion? She says, I'm good. She's ready and she's raring. How's that gorgeous bump of yours? We need to do a bump comparison, don't we? Because we're bump to bump. We're fellow bumpers at the moment. Dion's expecting a little boy. I'm expecting a little girl, so we can see if that old wives' tale is true. It is, by the way, so far. I'm going this way, as well as that way, and Dion's definitely all up front, definitely. So if that old wife, I'd say it's working for us too, isn't it, currently? Anyway, we've got, gosh, so much to bring you. If you love your wire, I've got bundles of wire. If you love your French wire, I'm starting with it. In fact, hang on a minute. I've written down, because Dion, who's just arrived, I was like, hang on, Dion, the hours are jam-packed. Sterling silver, we've got wire bundles, we've got the stoppers coming your way, we've got paracord back in stock, we've got pearl knotting thread, and I'm not just talking a few meters of it. We've got wood, we've got Moroccan patterned wire. I know. We've got hammered collars and cuffs. We've got magnetic clasp. We've got brand new ins. We've got so much to bring you. Honestly, it's absolutely jam-packed. Should we get this show underway? I think we should. And I'm starting with your French wire. Now, oodles of it, more to the point. Love it. This is slightly thicker. So if you've seen French wire previously with myself, it was a little bit finer in its gauge. Absolutely fine. This is the thicker dimension. So it's basically, best way of me describing French wire to you, it's like a very, 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 very fine and beautiful slinky. It has got a function. It's great for protecting in between your gemstones and great for using just as a small loop at the end of a neckline piece alongside your clasp, maybe your magnetic clasp as well. Silver plated copper French wire in the 1mm gauge, and you're getting 25 of these lengths, which is 12 inches in total. But I've also heard, and I'm sure Mark will agree with this, lots of guest designers suggest French wire to use as a design feature because it is so lovely.
I'd use it as gizmo for making gizmo coils. I love making gizmo coils, so that's what I would use it for.
And you'd really struggle to make it this fine, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would actually.
Because I don't even know if we'd stock a wire gauge as fine as this.
No,
if I actually just take the end of one of these and just pull, and I am literally taking, you know, a centimetre off the end here, and just stretch that out, you can actually see, it won't go back in, by the way, so don't do this unless you actually want it to be like that. Stretch it out, you can just see how much of the silver plated copper wire makes up that beautiful, beautiful spring. It's so fantastically silky, but use them as an alternative in between knots of gemstones. Use them alongside your crimps and your crimp covers at the end, just to protect the wear and tear. So for example, if you use silk, because it's a natural fibre, over time, and this is a natural progression, it will wear, gradually wearing down. So, which obviously you want to prevent as much as possible. All you really need to do is take a small amount of this French wire and put up the very end, about 1 centimetre, would you think, Mark?
That's all you need, yep, absolutely. Yeah, about 1.5 centimetres, just so you get that fold.
Yeah, so just a little loop like this, over the thread, so if I just hold this up for you, over the thread itself, and then attach your clasp, and it just literally protects the actual thread itself, and it also looks so incredibly professional. You know, my first example or experience with French wire was actually in a jewellery workshop, where they were using it quite literally for the end to finish off each bracelet and each necklace piece that I saw. So very luxurious product, but also looks incredible when you're using it in your designs as well. We had how many of these? 200 in quantity. However, super busy this morning. Sarah in Cheshire, the French wire looks like it has a very satin finish. I think they would be stunning just all used together in a multi-strand necklace. They would, wouldn't they? Yeah, very Italian chic, that, just laying around. Oh yeah.
Do a 5-plait bracelet or something, I think, slightly, and then you open the spirals out over little sections. Okay,
if you don't know what we're talking about right now, I think I know what you mean, just because I've seen Sarah do it. Have a little look on the web, research it, and you'll see, yeah, that's a great idea. Thank you so much for that message into the studio. It just feels beautiful. Should we bring that price in? And this is the thickest gauge that I've seen. £6.95 only. If you think, if you're going to use it for the practicality, practical and beautiful obviously, but if you're going to use it on the practical sense, what I suppose it's designed for originally, then it's going to last you ages, because you only need, what, 1.5 centimetres?
I'd probably maybe keep 5 to one side for that purpose. Yeah. And then the other pieces to make your other pieces of jewellery with. Is it any wonder this always sells out, Mark? Not at that ridiculous price. Not at £6.95, yeah, absolutely. Because we always used to get one strand, a very fine strand, as a part of a kit. Yeah. And that was very far and few between. So to be able to have it in bundles like this
I can remember that when we first actually had it, French wire. There was 1 or 2 strands. Piece, that's right. And you'd be like, okay. And I was like, okay, this is French wire. So it took me a while to get my head around why it was actually in a kit. This makes more sense to me, actually having it in a bundle, but then to have 25 pieces, you know, it's going to a whole other level. I mean, people may know it as gimp wire as well. Okay. So that's its other name. French wire or gimp wire? Yeah. Okay, lovely. It's beautiful. It's really, really pretty. We had 200. I've got literally rows upon rows upon rows of you on the phone lines and on the web of confirmations there. We've probably got about 40 of you with it in your baskets at the moment, so you can see that our graphics. I think Dion's going to struggle to keep up with the quantity. How long's the queue on the phone lines? Approximately 1 minute and 10 seconds, neither here nor there. It's a free phone telephone number, loads of you getting involved. Andrew in South Yorkshire, could you cover beading wire with this? Yes. Yes. Yeah, anything that you can so I'll probably get, looking at it from here, maybe points. It is a good deal. Absolutely. Amazing. I mean, all I wanted to do was touch it. I'm quite a tactile person, but I like that idea of this as a necklace. Really like that idea. Italian, like you said. Very Italian looking. Yeah, very. So especially if you've got the French wire in different colours too, that would look incredible. Already, look, we're down to the final 25% of stock remaining. Please make those confirmations if you want to guarantee success. It's the thickest French wire, excuse me, that I've actually seen. I've had it in the 0.6 previously before. I think that's the biggest diameter that we've actually had. So great to work with. If you want to do multiple strands of pearls, for example, with your silk threads, which again I've got a big bundle coming up later on, you'll need the thicker diameters. So well, just cutting them into little centimetre sections and using them as spacer beads. Yeah. In between your beads, I think that looks really really pretty, doesn't it? Yeah, totally agree. Got to move on because we're down to the final 20 something. Well done to every single one of you. Moving on to did you say? Oh, right. Now, can I just say, use these to macrame, the macrame technique that we did in the first kit, macrame straight onto those. It looks to replicate that bracelet that you've done. So we had a text in, didn't we, about making that bracelet into a torque necklace. Yes.
So you could just you could macrame straight onto this.
You just basically sacrifice the silver wire. Is that right?
What do you mean?
You know, you did cut the bracelet there,
yes,
and you had two lengths of the 0.8.
So just use that as your lacy.
Use this as your lacy instead.
And macrame straight onto that.
What a fantastic idea. So you'd still get that lovely combination of the silver and the white together, and you've got the natural shape here.
It's done for you.
Done for you.
Because we've macramed onto memory wire on the show before, so it'd be exactly the same, but a lot easier, because you wouldn't get that springiness from the memory wire. This would be completely solid. So you just place it on your board, you maybe pop a couple of pins in to hold it into position, and then just start and just keep turning your collar when you're macraming.
And you're probably going to have enough of your white wire to actually to do that as well, aren't you?
More than enough.
Loads and loads and loads.
Yes.
I really like that idea. I'm thinking of sweets now, sweets
and
of
you've got
jewellery.
all the coloured wires that we've got in stock at the moment. You know, we're talking about mixed metals, weren't you? With the Italian-looking mixed metals, you could do that as well.
That lovely pinkish colour as well would be really nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yes. So macrame onto these torque necklaces to really create that high-end design.
I think we've got wood coming up later as well. You know, the wooden beads that we're selling at the moment has massive drill holes in.
Yeah.
So you could actually pop wooden beads onto these and use your hemp.
We'll do that next.
Okay, yeah.
We'll do that next on the back of Mark's comment there. Good idea, I do think. Now you're getting 5 in a pack. They're 3mm in their dimension, and they are set at a sort of 45-degree angle. So the collar itself will lay beautifully into the décolletage. Already, lots of you choosing to multi-buy. So sacrifice this as your lazy strand. So you sacrifice your lazy strand for these. Use the coloured wire, whether it be white, silver, whatever colour you want to choose, really. And macrame onto them. That'd be stunning, absolutely stunning. And then you can clip onto it.
Yeah, you've got a clasp already on the back.
It's already done for you, isn't it? Fantastic idea. Already Anna, Kerry, hello to you in Staffordshire, Kerry and Paul in Belfast, Anne-Marie, Belinda, Patricia and Tina, Margaret, you've already made those confirmations. For 5, that's just over a pound each.
Wow, that's amazing. So you could probably do one of those in, I don't know, about an hour and a half. Macrame the whole thing, about an hour and a half.
Ollie's saying that, I mean, he said they weren't silver plated, they were base. Yeah, I've seen those ones as well, Ollie. Isn't it funny? We're all comparing from the same shop. We clearly all shop in the same place. There's only one shop in Redditch, that's it. So no, only joking. We've all been into this one department store, this one retailer where we've seen torque necklaces like this, and they're like $8.99
for one.
Yeah. You'll get it. And they're not silver plated either. They're base metals. You know, the ones that if you put your perfume on top of it, it's going to turn your neck green, which you don't really want in an ideal world, do you? You don't want a green neck. So you've got a beautiful, luxurious product here. I really like that idea of macrameing onto these as well. I hope if you do take up Mark's inspiration there, send some pictures into the Wall of Fame. We'd love to see them and show them off as well. And in Manchester, these would look lovely with the green or navy wire.
Yes.
Any of the coloured wire, I think, with the white wire, the black wire, the navy, the green, the pink, the blue.
Lovely.
Oh, could you then maybe have, because you had 2 of your lazy, and then you had, remind me, was it 2 of the...
Then you had one
wire which came either direction.
Yep. Okay.
So could you, I might be throwing a spanner in the works here, but could you maybe attach 2 different colours?
You can. That would be the herringbone. You mean the herringbone bangle that I make, you have 3 wires. So you can do alternating colours. You can have 5 wires if you wanted to. Makes an amazing pattern.
Amazing. Absolutely incredible. If you are new to us, by the way, because we have got loads and loads and loads of jewellery makers who are joining this wonderful family, and it is a wonderful family. We're very interactive. Join us on our social media sites, you know, on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter. We're on all of the above as our guest designers. You can follow them on Facebook, etc. as well. Have a little look on our website, all the W's at JewelleryMaker.com. We've got loads of techniques and inspiration and tutorials on there as well. We're very, very interactive. Like I said, we're live right now, broadcasting live. So if you send us a message into the studio, we'd love to hear from you if you've got any questions. In fact, if you are brand new and you're watching right now, send us a message, 60777. Start your text with JM Studios. Just say, I'm watching for the first time and this is something maybe I'm interested in doing. Gladys in Derbyshire, I've got these. They sit perfectly. They really do. You know, sometimes when you see collar necklaces and they just literally jut out. That's not what a collar necklace is meant to do. It is meant to lay perfectly. And that all comes down to the angles. And you can see it is angled at a 45 degrees. So yeah, thank you, Glenda. They absolutely do lay beautifully. Somebody's asking what's the diameter. I can do that for you, no problem. It's a good question again. It's a really good question to know, you know, what neckline it's actually going to go around. So, and this is approximate, obviously. We are talking about 14 inches diameter. So if I was to stretch that out, it's going to be at least, sorry, 14 centimetres diameter. So if I was to stretch that out, it's going to be at least, I'd say double that, wouldn't you?
At least, yeah.
At
it's
least.
a bit of pie, isn't it, from school? I can't quite work
Yeah,
out.
see, let's, oh God. Straight away I went into a flush then, Mark.
Did you?
We're talking maths, oh my gosh. We're talking maths. I was literally flashbacks to the torment of maths class. I hated maths. I did genuinely have timidity and fear of going into maths. You know, he's like, oh, please don't ask me a question. Please don't ask me a question. I hated it. Anyway, Gillian in London is saying, I've done Mark's macrame with wire course. Best money I've ever spent. Wow, what a compliment that is, Mark. It was fab, if you can do it. I totally agree. Very popular, your workshops,
I take great
Mark.
pride in my workshops. And I get to choose the strands of beads and the wires and everything, so it's, no, the ladies and gents do get spoilt on my workshops.
They are. I'm not surprised by that because it's Mark who's heading it up. Mrs. Pauline in the West Midlands says, hi all. Mark, how would you finish off the talk necklace after doing macrame on it?
Wait, hasn't it got a clip already?
It has. It's already got the
Yes,
clasp.
yeah.
So shall I show that? How would you finish the macrame though?
Oh, with a macrame, I would, well, the macrame exactly the same way as I did earlier. So you take one wire, you'd wrap it round and cut it off. The other wire, you'd wrap it off and cut it off in the other direction. If Mrs. Pauline was talking about a bracelet version that we did earlier, without this, you would take the two laces, or one lacy, and you would twist them both together, and you would do a wrap loop either end with a jump ring and a clasp of your choice.
Okay. So, Marion, we're missing your text, my darling, Marion.
Aww.
But hello anyway. Hello. We got, if you were testing, we definitely got your text message. But send us a text message. So we got that bit, but not your message. $6.95 only for all 5 of these. Fabulous. They do lay beautifully. Absolutely incredible. They're also great to use, actually, as a headdress, yes. Because you've already got the pre-formed shape. Fantastic, well done, well done, well done. Now, we did say we were going to go straight into that wood, didn't we? Oh, you can't miss it. These are incredible. This is your Beong wood. We've been asking for Beong wood in ages, haven't we? Or woods for ages. And it is very popular with you all. It's a lovely, it's a mixture between your sort of mahogany colours and maybe a pine, would you say?
Yeah.
It's got a grain of pine and a really rich colour like mahogany. Now, Beong wood, and these are elongated rice shapes. So just one of those on some lovely cord.
Job done, isn't it? It's beautiful. And I think the drill holes, as we were talking about, they're not drill holes. Are they drill holes?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah.
I mean, they take paracord as well.
I was going to suggest
on a
paracord.
piece of camouflage paracord with one bead in the centre,
really
a little
super.
slip knot at the back. That's all you need, really, isn't it?
Ollie was saying earlier on, actually, whilst you were doing your demonstration, Ollie, my director, was saying, do you do a lot of surfy style pieces? Because we reckon if you went down to like the south coast or something like that, you know, any seaside town and set up one of your stalls on the beach. By the way, if you do plan on doing this, I'll come with you. I reckon you'd make a killing.
I should do. I think it's because I'm right in the centre. I'm probably furthest away from any beach there is, right in the middle of Oxford.
We are in the Midlands. Yeah.
But I think if I lived down near the coast, I think I'd probably make a lot more gents jewellery.
It'll be worth your while, I reckon. Yeah. And then, you know, squeeze it on. You like a little weekend away. Squeeze a little weekend away, maybe down in St Ives.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You'll cover you. I reckon you'll recuperate all your costs. Leanne is saying, could you do pyrography on these?
Yes.
Can we, for those of you like myself who don't know what pyrography is?
Pyrography is using your Dremel type tool to actually burn and draw onto wood. I think Sammy Fletcher has done it a couple of times on the show before.
So it's like etching, is it?
Yeah, so it's like you're actually burning a very, very fine tip. I'm sure it's the Dremel. If it's not the Dremel, I do apologise. But it's a very fine tip that heats up, and you can actually draw, and it burns into the wood, and it leaves pictures. So you can actually write children's names.
Yeah,
and
especially because these are quite big, aren't they? I mean, these are the biggest that I've seen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could put, I don't know, Leanne, given the fact you messaged in there, Leanne on there, Mark, Eleanor,
could be perfect.
Ollie.
And you could etch zigzags and patterns and circles and spots and all sorts of things if you wanted to jazz them up.
Brutus.
Brutus, yeah.
But my little Brutus, he's only little, so you know, your date of birth, you could put that on there.
Yes,
I wonder, could you put maybe medical messages on there as well?
That's a good idea. I like that.
Might be a good idea, because sometimes those medical bracelets are a little bit of an eyesore, aren't they? They're not very attractive. So I think you could put, maybe, just an idea, throwing it out there. Already loads of you there. You are getting a double trouble opportunity. They measure 35 to 12 millimetres in their length and 6 millimetres in their width. And you're getting approximately 12 pieces on each strand. $6.95.
Wow.
Even if you sold one on a bit of cord, on a slip knot, or sliding knot rather, you call it, don't you?
Yeah.
For a £5.
That's brilliant. That's about 25, 30p each, something like that, I think.
Yeah.
That's amazing. They're beautiful.
They are
Absolutely
really beautiful, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be, you know, great for gents and lads and lasses, isn't it? It's going to be absolutely stunning. And I really like that idea, by the way, Leanne, of actually etching onto it too as well.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah, stunning. If you've not done that previously before, it's probably easier with a designated tool, but I don't think there's anything stopping you doing it with actual wood carvers. No, you know, like I used to use when I was doing my A-level art. You just kind of do your wood carvings with like a very fine point, I suppose. Angela in West Midlands, you use a soldering iron type of thing, something called poker work for pyrography. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that like branding, like you would do a cow?
Don't know. I don't know.
I'm sure it's a lot more technical than that. Do you know?
Yeah, if you go onto Facebook and go onto the photograph albums of the guest designers' work, and look for Sammy Fletcher's. I think either last show she was on or the show before, she did some pyrography on wooden bangles. Okay. And so if you go back onto YouTube and find the show,
I was going to say YouTube. So if you look back, it'll be on there. Yes. Maureen in Nottinghamshire. Morning, people. What gauge wire did Mark use for his lovely bangle, and how much, please? I used 0.8, 2 pieces of 0.8 for the lasers. Yeah. And that would just be the length of the small macrame board plus a couple of inches either end to attach nice and tightly. And then for the working wire, a piece of 0.4 or 0.6, I use 0.6, about 3 foot long. That's all you need. So it's not very much at all, considering you get 10 metres on the reel. And the kit was $27.95 and it included 2 of those gorgeous 4 spools of wire and 2 of those wonderful quartz. But, you know what, if you're thinking, because you've mentioned that, Maureen, Dion, because she's on it, she says, I've got a bundle.
We've been in messaging about this.
We've been liaising about this. I can't see it. How many have we got? 200.
Really?
Ooh.
Are we allowed to do this?
I don't know. Do you know I was about to say that, Mark? Because Martha was in the studios earlier on, and she was looking at his schedule. But she was loving it, yeah. But can I just say, apparently, sales manager Scott sent an email out saying, no, you can't schedule certain gauges of silver-coloured wire at the moment because it's just so limited.
Oh, no.
So, of course, that excludes the one and the only D. So, yeah, I know. Okay. We've got 200, they're going to sell out. What can we say? There's not a lot you can do about it now. I've already said it. You're already on the phone lines. I tell you what, it's just eliminate the evidence like a crime scene. Yeah? There was an email, and Martha only said, yeah, we're not meant to be doing this. There was a Scotland, and then she actually did do that. Well, there's not one rule for one and one rule for another, and I was like, but I'd already clocked these. You know, you're just like, okay, I'm just humouring my bosses right now. Okay. Oh, 0.4, 0.6 and your 0.8 wire in your silver coloured. Wow, you have gone absolutely wild in the aisles. I can kind of picture all our jewellery makers doing this right now. And the web bidders. Can you imagine them, Mark?
Well, I would be. Oh my word, that's amazing.
Where's the phone? Don't trip over the dog en route. Health and safety at all times, please. Web bidders, if you leave it in those baskets, you stand absolutely no chance whatsoever. Why is silver wire our most popular? And I genuinely think this could be the hottest seller of the entirety.
It always has been ever since I've been with JewelleryMaker.
Yeah,
it's incredible. And you've got your perfect three gauges. So your 4, your 6, and your 8, which is just. Is it gone? What?
I've just seen the price.
I'm not even going to look. I'm not going to look.
I should verbalise it, but I don't want to, just in case the management team are watching right now, because they're like, they've definitely clocked the silver coloured wire.
I can't remember how much it is a reel. Is it $3.95 or $4.95? Or no, it's even more than that, isn't it?
More than that, yeah, definitely more than that, because you've got your 0.8 and your 0.6 here, haven't you? This is $9.95 for all three. I'm going to guess that. Can we bring your ring and your bracelet back in, Mark? That you just so you could easily replicate your designs that you had earlier on with the kit earlier on. This is not an accurate quantity that's on your screen. It's very difficult for our lovely Dion to keep up. When you think about it, people dial through, they don't just buy one, they buy 2s, 3s, 4s and 5s. So these are the perfect dimensions, aren't they? Perfect gauges.
The ring is 0.6 and 0.4 and the bracelet is 0.6 and 0.8.
Oh.
So
literally.
So you could, I mean, you could probably, with the 0.6 and the 0.8 reels you've got there, you could probably make 15, 20 of those bracelets. Just with that little bundle of wire you've got there, without even touching the form at the 0.4.
And Ollie and I think Mark was being very, very humble. And you said you would sell this for about £15. We were like, surely 25 plus. Ollie and I both went, well, that's what I'd expect to pay. I would expect that, absolutely. So, I mean, you've definitely recuperated your cost there. $9.95, and you said you can get how many? 15?
Between 15 and 20 bracelets out of the 0.8 and 0.6 reels. And
you've still got the 0.4 left.
That you haven't touched. You know, you can use the 0.4 as well. But as we were talking earlier, I'd recommend doing 0.4 as your working strand if you're a new
so fantastic if you're new, by the way, to JewelleryMaker, because 0.4 is very, very malleable, so great for doing your macrame knots. Again, we have got workshops coming up at the end of the week with Mark. We'd love to see you, and you can create this very piece. Similarly, if you can't make it, then just re-watch us basically back on the repeats.
And you saw how soft the 0.6 was, didn't you? I mean, you played with the 0.6 and it was so soft.
Really beautiful texture. That's the quality of the wire that we offer you here. You can't get that everywhere. I know I sound biased, and I am biased because I'm exceedingly passionate about JewelleryMaker. But I wouldn't say this if I didn't genuinely mean it. The quality of our wire surpasses so many other establishments out there.
I wouldn't use any other now.
No, I'm a rubbish wire worker. I am useless. But if you actually speak to any of our guest designers, they'd all concur and agree. We're down to the last 10%.
But our wire is nice, not that you're not very good at wire work.
Oh, both. Oh. They probably agree with both. They probably say, yes, our wire is amazing, it is the best, and yes, you are useless at wire work, Al. I keep trying. I keep on trying. I've got to move on, because like I said, it is looking like it's going to sell out. Fabulous. Well done to each and every single one of you. Now.
Gosh, that was amazing.
Ooh. Dion? Honey? Wow. I tell you what.
You don't normally work with Dion, do you?
No, well, I've just started. I'm now... Carol and I basically sort of swap a few shifts, basically, Carol and I. I'm still getting used to the fact that I almost swore. Because I won't swear because I value my job, but my goodness, today's show is Amazing.
And we're only hour and a half into the 5 hours. It's, oh, okay.
I'm now bringing you the French wire in the yellow gold colour. So what were we saying earlier on, Mark? That you know, the mixture, the duo, the two-tone or the three-tone or the four-tone of French wire together will just look so incredibly Italian chic.
Stunning, isn't it? Again, mixing the two together from earlier with the silver with the gold. Be beautiful.
Amazing. Has sold out, by the way, but you can get this. So it's 55 pieces. It's all down to personal preference, whether you like the silver more, whether you like the yellow gold more. I'm a yellow gold girl, so, but also don't you find that the colours, certain tones will match gemstones better? If you want to do like what Mark and I were suggesting, combine the two colours as well, maybe as a feature, not just as the practical side of French wire in its protective nature. You only need, you could probably cut these into tiny 5mm lengths. And use them actually as little individual spaces, couldn't you? I'm pretty sure you'll be able to do it, but if you turn them into tiny little bugle beads and kumahimo with them, you make a kumahimo braided bangle, I think that would look absolutely stunning. It really would. I'm just taking one of these out. How beautiful this is. Just like so. How delicate is that?
It does look like a solid piece of metal, doesn't it?
It looks like, yeah, exactly,
really
solid gold, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's really beautifully smooth. Again, for those of you that have just tuned in, what is French wire? It's a tiny, 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 weeny spring coil, kind of like a slinky, basically. What would you do with the French wire, we are being asked? So, guest designer Mark, what would you recommend?
Well, use it, first of all, we were talking about when we had the silver, how it is intended. Okay, so for the French wire, it's basically a protector for the ends of your necklace. Because if you use a straightforward tiger tail and you use a necklace, a heavy necklace, for example, that you wear day in and day out, over time the two pieces of tiger tail or beading wire will rub and they'll become thin and they may even snap over time. So the French wire uses a little section, maybe 1.5 centimetres, 2 centimetres, that actually covers the loop that you make, that the wire goes back through the crimp. So in effect, you've got little protectors at the end to stop your beading thread from bonding together and basically snapping. So that's what it's intended for. But we've decided that you can thread wire on it, you can gizmo coil with it, you can use it and plait it, you can cut it into small little sections, use a spacer bead, little bugle beads, you can do so much with it.
I'm literally doing what it's intended for, is create that loop, use it at the end of your bracelets or your necklaces. But it's not just practical, you can use this as a feature as well. Some people use this in between pearls, because obviously pearls next to each other can rub, well, any gemstone next to each other, especially if they're different hardnesses, will naturally rub over wear, I suppose. So it has got a protective element to it as well. Chantal, good morning, in Suffolk, is saying if you have the silver, golden rose gold, you could make a Russian wedding band type piece. Absolutely. Love Chantal in Suffolk. I love that idea. I used to sell Cartier jewellery. And they're big into the trio of tones. There's a huge collection that they still do. It's one of their oldest standing collections, which is all about those trio of tones. Gosh, we've been talking so much, I've totally forgotten about the price point. 12 inches on each length, but you're getting 55 pieces. Look at that lovely, very buttery gold at $6.95 only. Needless to say, very, very, very busy. I can't believe just how much Dion's managed to squeeze into today's show. So you have been absolutely spoiled, which is great, because we are as well. Loads of you with it in your basket. Please check out. I can't stress, I mean, one of the things that I need to, I do make my own jewellery. I'm nowhere near to the level that obviously our guest designers are and you guys are at home, those of you that have been with us for a length of time. However, you know, just knotting a pair of knotting pearls or kunzites like we've got coming up later on in plain rounds is something so simple. Attaching a lobster claw or whatever clasp you like at the end, and just spacing, using these in between the gemstones just really takes it to another level, doesn't it?
I'm thinking, what about taking a piece of 0.4 or 0.6, threading 3 or 4 of these on and macrameing with that?
Yes.
I think that would look
so
exquisite.
You could macrame with
this.
You
can macrame with it, yeah.
Would you have to be particularly delicate and gentle?
I don't think so, because I wouldn't use it as it is.
Yeah.
Because as you're knotting, you'd start opening the spring. But if you threaded that onto wire and macrame with the wire inside as well, then I think that would look exquisite.
Would you stretch it out then? Or?
No, as it is. So you thread on 3 or 4 pieces.
Yeah.
And then you start your macrameing in the centre, and obviously they're going to slide up and down the wire. So what you would do is, as you were getting to the end of your first piece of French wire, you'd put up the next 2, start the first knot, and then continue, and then push the next 2.
Sorry, I was a bit slow on the uptake then. Yeah, I get it.
That'd look exquisite.
It would look amazing. So not only macrameing with the torque necklaces, but macrameing with French wire.
And if you use the silver French wire from earlier with wire inside as your lazy.
Ooh, that sounds incredible, doesn't it? So you're going to get that flash of silver coming through as well. $6.95 only again. Good luck to Marilyn, Margaret, Jean, Sheila, Tracy, Hazel, Isabel, Linda, Marjorie, Rosie, Wendy, Manchester, Warwickshire, Isle of Wight, because it's in your baskets and we haven't got an endless quantity of this, obviously. We only actually launched French wire not that long ago and it always sells out. Mark in London, yes. Second suggestion of this actually. I can't pronounce that. Ganutel flowers. Ganutel flowers and butterflies and jewellery using threads you bring to air. Yes.
We must look into that because it's exquisite.
I need to look at that because it's not something I'm familiar with actually, that expression. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines and it feels beautiful as well. Look, you can see it shimmering just from there. So stunning. Okay, moving on. Because we have got, I did mention it earlier on, I have got Kunite coming up, which it's first time in absolutely ages. I always say about the coloured gemstones, this is one of my favourites, if not my favourite. It reminds me of Grace Kelly. I just think it's such an elegant gemstone. It just personifies everything about well, female, I suppose. There's softness, there's a gentleness to it, and this is ultimately what we long for. Now, the more saturated the gem is, the more intense those hues are, the more valuable your kunzite is. This is coming up a little bit later on as a brand new in. Now, these are 8mm plain rounds. I would simply just restrand this right up my street. Are you in love with this, Mark? You're shaking your head. It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Belinda saying, I think Mark needs that French wire as a challenge. We challenge you, our Mark. We challenge you. What can you do with your French wire? Well, I tell you what, which one would you want? The 0.6?
Yes.
Oh, you have to have the... Yeah, there we go.
Okay, I'll give it a go.
There we are, my darling.
Thank you.
There we go, Belinda. There we go. We like to keep our guest designers busy, of course. We've got another text message from Morag in Gloucestershire. Good morning, all. What time will the pearl thread be on? I've got to go out and I don't want to miss it. Fab show as always. Morag, for you, we'll do it now, my lovely. We'll do it now. Okay. You know normally that we actually sell the pearl. How do we sell the pearl thread? The silk thread. How do we normally sell it?
Oh, it's little cardboard, little things. Yeah. I can't remember how much is on. Is it 5 meters? Something like
Isn't it normally like about?
I can't remember now.
About 3 meters or something like that,
yes.
normally.
Oh, those little cards. That's what the word I was trying to say. What have you got there?
Oh.
Wow.
2,000 meters of pearl threading material. We have 111 chances. That's it. Now, we used to sell, and we do sell, the pearl threading material. Yeah, granted, it's in that it is in the silk, but they're in tiny, weeny packages. I can never get hold of it because it always sells out. This is going to keep me pearl knotting for a very long time. It will sell out though, folks. 111, we've actually put them on these big, large spools. You've got that real silky beauty, that wonderful luster as the tiny fibres reflect and play with the light the same way that the pearls will do, and or whatever gemstone you choose. 0.3mm, so again it is approximately the same gauge that you would find in your silks. We're going to have to bring that price tag in, gosh, fast.
For both? I'm still amazed, how we can do these prices sometimes.
Have you even seen these before?
I think I've seen them on screen. I haven't been in the studio with them.
I haven't seen these before.
No.
And I like pearl knotting. That's one of my favourite things to do, or gemstone knotting generally.
Fleur's in doing a pearl knotting workshop today.
I hope Fleur's got us on right now, and she's going, there's too many names for me to actually to say congratulations and to keep an eye out for Fleur, but I would imagine she would be if she's got if she's got us on the phone. As we have to take it off screen because it's sold out already. Well done. Stay where you are. No, stay where you are. It's just a case of we're so over allocated with people on the phone lines and on the web. It's better for us to do that rather than make anybody cross. So please do stay on those phone lines. Okay.
Gosh, we're going to need to lay down after today.
I will need to lay down.
Yeah.
I didn't do Spanish. I did Welsh. I did Welsh. Do you know, I heard the funniest thing as well this weekend, because I went down to see my mum and my dad and my aunt and my uncle down in Wales, in the town that I grew up. And of course, it was on the back of the Welsh rugby, you know, team losing. I'm not actually Welsh, that's the thing, I just grew up there. And it's so funny, I was like, I'm bound to bump into some of my friends who've been out all day watching the rugby, etc. And I saw some friends that I hadn't seen in ages, and they were like, Elle, how come you've got a Birmingham accent?
Really?
They all think I've got a Brummie accent. Yeah. Isn't it funny? Like, Tom thinks, no, you couldn't be any more Welsh.
No. How funny.
But to them, I sound apparent. Oh, you're right. You're right, Bab. Hey, I think the Birmingham accent's brilliant. I think it's so friendly. Such a friendly accent. I do. I really like the Birmingham accent. So, but I didn't think I had one anyway. It did make me laugh. Tom was like, I don't think she does. And Tom doesn't sound particularly Birmingham either. Do you think I sound like I'm...
No, not at all.
I don't think I sound Welsh either. So.
Oh no, you do sound well.
Oh.
Yeah.
It made me laugh. Okay, look at all these beautiful cords. Now, paracording, Mark. Could we use these for paracording?
You can mix media with them, absolutely. Yeah, you can kumihimo, you can macrame, you can friendship bracelet, you can braid your hair with them, you can do all sorts of things. This is the thinner gauge, isn't it? Rather than the thicker. 1mm. Yeah, it's beautiful. And the colours as well, they're just stunning. I think the colours actually replicate our satin cords.
They do, don't they? So
yes.
they match perfectly.
Yeah,
You've got the emeralds, you've got the chartreuse. Love it. And they measure in their diameter 1mm. So if you got that Beong wood earlier on.
Yes. Yeah. You've got perfect colour matching there. All those sort of warm summer colours at the end. You've got yellows and browns.
Fantastic, aren't they? Again, are these quite new? I've not seen them before in this size.
I think I've seen them a couple of times before, but they're very popular.
Very, very popular. So because it incorporates loads of different mediums. Again, those of you that are new to jewellery makers, threading, you might, if you're looking now and you're thinking it's just thread, to anybody that's been watching for any length of time, this is not just anything. It always sells out because you need your threading material. It's like the backbone of any jewellery. If you like macrame or like if you've not heard of macrame, if you're watching the USA, you might refer to it as macrame. It's or shambhala style. Yeah, it kind of looks like that, which is Mark's expertise without shadow of a doubt. You need your thread, don't you? You do need your threading material.
These are luxury threads as well.
These are the high end.
Not just ordinary threads, as they say.
we need that seductive music in the background.
No, these are beautiful. They're so silky and soft, and they're beautiful.
This isn't really just any thread. Should we emulate that advert one day, Mark? I think we should. Yes. This is luxury nylon satin effect thread.
And because it is nylon, once you've cut your threads to stop them from fraying, you can use your cigarette lighter or a naked flame as you would with paracord as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, thread zapper would cut through this. Yeah.
So basically that will seal the ends, stop it from fraying. Let's bring that price tag in. You've got all of the colours that you could possibly wish for, $6.95 only, and there's in total 100 metres. Lovely for wish bracelets, Sarah says in Cheshire. Yeah, totally agree that. You only need, what is it, about... How long for a wish bracelet?
12 inches, yeah, about 12 inches.
Not much, is it? Because it doubles over and then you've got that sliding knot. Yeah. Again, techniques which are very simple, and I'm sure Mark has demonstrated time and time again. It is, yeah, I totally agree. And all joking aside, this isn't just any threading pack. It is the luxury pack. You know, it's the extra fine or the.
I like breaking it down. When you think that it's 7p a metre, that's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Yeah, and really, you're going to get out of a metre. Well, you've just said, what, 20?
Yeah, so you get at least three bracelets.
At least 3 bracelets out of 1 metre. Yeah, exactly.
And you can make a fully fledged macrame bracelet with the square knot that we did earlier with the wire with 1.5 meters. There
we go. So it's going to go a long way. And great for all ages as well. You know, you've got gents jewellery covered, you've got females, ladies jewellery, you've got kids jewellery, which is, again, a big trend right now. You're seeing lots of kids collections coming in. Team this with just, I don't know, a simple round agate would look absolutely stunning. You've got your favourite colours here as well, and it does go amazingly with all the other nylon threads that we have as well. In fact, I can give you a little example. There's one of our reds. Look how they match beautifully. So they do go with all of our nylon threads that we've got coming up. Loads of you on the phone lines, 10 colours for just £6.95. I can talk about, and I could even name establishments where I know if I go into those shops, one of those wouldn't be far off that price.
No. I fancy giving those to a child for Easter holidays rather than another chocolate egg. Do you know what I mean? Because is it 2 weeks' time, Easter holidays, something like that?
It is.
It'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? So they could do their friendship bracelets and things with their friends over the holiday, and then take them into school afterwards.
Cross stitch, maybe, even if you've got a slightly thicker
needle. Yeah, you could do that.
I forget what they call the actual thing itself. Elizabeth and West Midlands, it's great for cords and cabochons.
Yeah, cabochon wrapping.
How would you wrap a cabochon with this then?
On the Macrame Projects DVD of mine, which I think is available at the moment, we do a whole section on wrapping cabochons using satin and wax cord.
Okay, fantastic. So you can actually get the DVD to learn how to do that. Great suggestion there, Elizabeth. Again, check it out though as soon as you possibly can. It's the thickest, it's the 1mm gauge, so it's ever so slightly thicker. If you like your micro macrame, again, it's going to build up that design a lot quicker as well.
It's beautiful.
It would look incredible as that.
You can mix it with your Esselons as well.
Yeah, nothing stopping you doing that at all. Christine Renfrewshire said, morning, I've just finished making a Kumihimo bracelet using this thread in pink, blue and white for a baby range for mums to be. We were just talking about that, funny enough. Right. I'm going to share with you something I've bought recently, a little baby mobile, and because we wanted it to go with the bedding and everything like that, £50. £50 for a mobile. I mean, granted, it made the plinky plunky plinky plunky music as well. You know, £50. You could suspend lovely little gemstones and whatever from this. Have music in the background, couldn't you? Sandra in Lincolnshire is saying a simple knotted clasp with this cord goes great with abalone shells. Oh yeah, that sounds lovely, doesn't it?
Brilliant idea.
A really nice idea. And it's strong enough as well to use in your interior design, so there's nothing stopping you using this to maybe actually write on. There we go, Mark, that's what you were talking about.
That's me making a...
Yeah,
there we go.
And that's that Projects DVD that you were talking about, Macrame Projects. Sharon Louise is saying, good morning, Mark and Elle. Dee and crew, just like to say thank you to Mark, as I have the confidence now to make macrame bracelets.
Sharon's put some pictures of her work on my Facebook page, and they're really good.
Oh,
and also, Laura Binding's little boy Jackson.
Yeah.
He's off poorly at the moment, and yesterday,
I saw that.
Laura was showing him how to macrame, and he was putting pictures on Facebook as well.
Oh, bless him.
The little tots are doing it
as
well.
He's got tonsillitis, hasn't he, the poor little mite? I know, he's ever so cute as well. Get well soon, Jackson, my darling. And wonderful, thank you, Sharon. So anybody can get involved in macrame. You've got the tuition. You have got one of our UK's most coveted macrame experts here in the studio, and he's always on hand and very interactive as well, Mark. You are.
Gosh,
you are. Yeah, fabulous. But you need the threading material, and pretty much that's all you need for macrame, really.
And your board. You ready to
your
go,
macrame board, ready to go. But you can use something as an alternative if you haven't got the macrame board.
You can use a table mat or a piece of board, but you won't be able to use, obviously you won't be able to use pins, so you won't be able to do any intricate multi-threaded pieces.
Yeah. Yeah, so there are alternatives, and it's very addictive, by the way. Do stay where you are on those phone lines, and again, not surprised lots of you are choosing to multi-buy as well. Yeah, use this with wire even. You were talking about cross-media.
We're talking about, we've got paracord coming up a bit later. If you have the jig and the clips, which I think we've got the clips as well, you can do the same, exactly the same designs that you would do with paracord, but using the thick cords like this with your jig and your clips.
Yeah, it's a nice idea.
Because you'd attach them in exactly the same way, using your lark's head knots, so you'd be well away.
There we go.
Amazing, actually.
So there's so much that you can do. Sarah in Cheshire, can I ask Mark, does he stand or sit to do macrame? I get tense shoulders sometimes. Any tips for from the master?
Now, Zena and I were talking about the way I sit, because we did the whole job swap at the weekend, and she phoned me actually and said that she's getting, because she's arched over all the time, it's starting to ache. So what I do, and I've done this ever since I've done macrame, because I sit at a table for hours doing my work, okay? So if you can imagine your chair, okay, you take your left leg and you cross it, and you have your right leg over the top. Does that make sense? In effect, you're sitting on the left buttock and your left thigh with your right leg on the ground. And if you sit like that, it sounds really awkward, but if you sit like that, you don't seem to lean over so much, and I have no issues with my back at all.
That is a really, and Zena was talking about it yesterday, by the way, and she was saying it really does make a difference, because naturally, especially when we're learning something, we do tend to tense up, don't we? The shoulders, shoulders tense up, whether it be macrame or anything for that matter. Our body tenses up as you're trying to absorb everything, and really you just kind of remind yourselves to relax. So if there's a position, so left leg forward.
So if you're stood, you bring your left leg up.
Yeah.
So you look like a stalk, and then sit on the leg that you've got underneath your right leg. Okay. So in effect, you've only got one leg on the ground, and that really does help.
So that helps your posture and any aches. So give it a try. Thank you, Mark. That's the first time I've ever heard of something like that. And I wonder, would that be the same with all of your kumihimo and things like that?
If you're sat in the same position, do it leant over, doing intricate work all the time. Because I don't know, I'm not a chiropractor, but the way you're sat, it's pulling your muscles more than it would if you were leaning over and tensing. It does work. I've never had a back issue.
I can totally understand as well, because you don't want to get aches and pains, because then it stops you from actually, you know, going further with that. Lorraine is saying, be careful though. It may help posture, but not your circulation. That's a good point. Well, get up regularly, I suppose, and walk around.
You tend to anyway, make a cup of tea or...
I do anyway.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I've never had an issue with that.
Definitely. Just make sure you keep moving, same as everything, of course. Yeah, don't want circulation issues, without shadow of a doubt. Yeah. Fantastic. Well done to each and every single one of you on those phone lines. Gosh, it's been super busy. We have got your wonderful star buy coming up. Brand new in. I haven't seen this gemstone in I don't know how long. The gemstone of the night. It has an ability to quite literally absorb energy, like a solar power, I suppose, and then continue to sparkle under the most subtle and subdued lighting conditions. This gemstone is, without shadow of a doubt, one of the most elegant and feminine that you could purchase and behold. The gemstone that I do always liken to the beautiful Grace Kelly. It is your Kunite. One of the youngest gemstones on the planet. This gem was only discovered at the beginning of the 1900s by American gemologist George Frederick Kunz. This beautiful gemstone is displays very feminine, delicate hues of pink, soft and exquisite. Undertones of violet come through. It's fantastically pleochroic, so again you'll see secondary tones as well. But if you've ever noticed that Kunzite actually has got a sort of silvery sheen to it, it's because it has got an ability, it's an evening gemstone, it's high in phosphorus, so has an ability to continue to sparkle. So if we were to turn the lights off here in the studios, for example, and if this gem or this this strand had actually been influenced to natural daylight for any length of time, then you would still see that fantastic glow. It is absolutely mesmerizing, and in my opinion, there's nothing quite like it on this planet. It just defines and personifies everything that is feminine, soft, gentle, exquisite, alluring, captivating, all of the above. Now, in general, the more intense those pinkish colours are, the more valuable it is. So if you've seen kunzite in the past and it is quite white in its colour, still beautiful, still going to have that evening gemstone property and ability, but ultimately the most valued and the most sought after is to have that lovely baby pink with those violet tones coming through. I'm absolutely in love with this strand. I would definitely be using this alongside some of my finest pearls. It's a gemstone which has got a very good hardness on the Mohs scale. It's 6.5 to 7 on the Mohs scale, so I would be absolutely confident in wearing this maybe around the wrist line, where it is going to have a little more contact, I suppose, with other materials. But this colour is what we have to focus on. We have to focus on the fact that it has got that delicate pink, but yet intense for kunzite. If you've seen kunzite elsewhere and it's been a little bit pale and insipid and wishy-washy, that's the less desirable. You want it to have that definite baby pink. And notice then also how you have that hint, that ever so slight hint of violet coming through. It's feminine, it's seductive, it's natural, which is exceedingly rare for kunzite as well. Kunzite generally is actually heat treated to intensify those beautiful pink hues, but not needed on this occasion. So natural kunzite. I remember speaking once to one of my former employees who has an establishment in the UK, a very reputable jewellery establishment here in the UK. I was speaking to him and I said about natural kunzite actually being available with ourselves here at JewelleryMaker, and he said, his exact words were, like lightning striking the same place twice. He said, it's so rare. He said, I've never been able to purchase it. I've never been able to actually stock it in his establishment. And by the way, that's very much a long family business which has been around for hundreds of years. Incredible. The beauty that you want, the intensity that you want of colour determines the value. And you've got it here. Just think, delicate pinks, but to be a definite pink gemstone, and those hints, those traces of violets coming through. Now already we have got a substantial amount of web bidders and telephone bidders who are making those confirmations. I'm not surprised. You know more than me right now. I don't know what this strand is actually going to be going to. It is a star buy, so of course it is going to be something very exciting. 8mm, they're each big solitaires, aren't they? We've got 100 in total. So if you think about it, as if one of these was in sterling silver in a solitaire ring, you'd expect it to be, surely you'd expect it to be in the high double figures, if not then some. Mark, I don't know what this is going to, but I'm really excited.
I've got a price in my head.
Have you got a price in your head, and me?
Yeah.
Sterling silver, just one in each earring. That's all you need. That's all you need. What price are you thinking? I'm going along the lines of about £30, £29.95.
Oh gosh, okay, I was way out.
What were you
going
on?
I was going £44.95.
Okay. I've got no idea. It's just what Dion's been doing so far this morning. Perhaps I'm being a little bit over. Now, look at the quantity fly. Natural kunzite. That perfect trace of colour that you want. Delicate pinks with that hint of violet hue coming through. If you can get hold of kunzite which hasn't been heat treated, then all the better. Just remember those words. It's always stuck with me, and that conversation went about 4 years ago. And he said it's like lightning striking the same place twice. I know, because it was, I hadn't long started here at JewelleryMaker and I was talking about it with him. Gaynor in Nottinghamshire, morning Elle, Mark and crew, great show as always. Kunite always makes me think of a lovely raspberry ripple ice cream. Oh yeah, when you stir it all together and you've got that cream mixed with, oh yes, totally Gaynor. I just think of, I don't know why, certain gemstones will always draw your mind to certain scenarios or individuals. Think of Grace Kelly, because to me I think she's such a natural beauty. She's so elegant. To me, she absolutely defines femininity, in my opinion. Of course, you might have somebody else in mind. You might be thinking about your daughter, your wife, your grandmother, somebody that you know, I don't know, but I just think straight away of Grace Kelly and her femininity. This is going to sell out. 8mm plain rounds, a gemstone which is very wearable. It's not soft, so you can wear it on the wrist line without shadow of a doubt. Coming your way at $17.95. Please get this valued and appraised. I know it costs to do that, or if you don't want to actually invest in the valuation process, then just do your research on the web. That's a fountain of information right there. It's the most elegant gemstone. I totally agree with you, Annalie. It's my favourite. It's always really, really, really close to my heart, and I never, ever imagined that I'd own it either, because it's generally hugely considered price points. Being a new gemstone, which you might be thinking early 1900s, not really new, Elle. It is actually in gemstone language. It tends to be, you know, your Tiffany's, your Chanel's, your Bulgaris, your Cartiers, the big designers, Van Cleef & Arpels, that will use it in their designs. It's not something that generally you'll see on the high street, I suppose. I've got how many in baskets? 38 in baskets. Look at the quantity on your screen. That's not allocated to you until you make those confirmations. Telephone bidders, please do stay where you are. Speak to our incredible contact centre to guarantee success. So all I can say is good luck to London Sarah, Deb, Hazel, another London Jill, another London Lincolnshire Anne and Hilary and Anna and Lisa and Janice and Jennifer. Absolutely fantastic. I've got brand new chain coming up as well a little bit later on in the show. There's a metre of silver plated copper oval link. Never seen anything quite like it. It's absolutely incredible, really substantial. Could you maybe just put one of these, one kunzite, on that chain? Wouldn't that be beautiful? Incredible. Just one, that's all you need. Suzanne in Hertfordshire. Hi Elle, Mark and team. Just can't believe I was able to purchase kunzite.
That's an incredible price.
It really,
amazing.
But you know what? It's not just any kunzite though, is it? No. It's not like kunzite, which are small chips and nuggets, which are a little bit wishy-washy. Still beautiful, don't get me wrong. Do you know what I'd like you all to do when you get this home, if you've never seen kunzite displaying that evening ability? When you make your piece of jewellery, or before, it's up to you, allow this gemstone to sort of absorb some light, and you can just do that doing your normal day-to-day businesses. Don't leave it in direct sunlight, by the way. Do that and then just turn all the lights out, be under subtle light, and you'll see that wonderful, wonderful glow. I'm running out of time. We have to go to a quick short break. We'll be back with the next wonderful inspiration from the wonderful Mark.
Wedding show at the NEC to speak to potential brides about how they feel about making their own jewellery, and to speak to them about what they think about JewelleryMaker's incredible gemstones. Let's go. I'm here with husband and wife team, Dawn and Carl. How are you?
Very good, thank you.
Fantastic. We were just having a chat about this necklace, and I can't wait till I tell you about this kit. But genuine freshwater culture pearls, 925 sterling silver necklace. If you were to buy this in a boutique or on a high street or somewhere like this today, How much do you think it would cost? Dawn?
I think it cost about £2,000.
Okay. Carl?
I'd say near £500.
Around 150, something like that. 300, 400 pounds. About 125 pounds.
They're not going to believe this. Okay, so on JewelleryMaker, you can get a kit that will enable you to make this necklace, and probably there's enough left over to make a bracelet and pair of earrings. Genuine pearls, 95 sterling silver for under £20.
No way.
Wow.
Do you like the sound of that?
That sounds amazing.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Pretty good, hey?
Yeah.
So if you want to get the kit that will enable you to make a necklace like this, then make sure you tune into the JewelleryMaker Wedding Fair between the 18th and 21st of March. Where's that cake?
Get interactive with JewelleryMaker by liking our Facebook page and join over 55,000 like-minded people. There are 4 easy ways to stay in touch with JewelleryMaker. You can like our Facebook page and join a community of over 54,000 people. You can follow us on Twitter and tweet us your messages and opinions, send photos of your designs and enter our Wall of Fame competition. Or if you need any help or advice, you can email our friendly help team. Make sure to get involved and stay up to date with JewelleryMaker. The JewelleryMaker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to JewelleryMaker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
Good morning, jewellery makers. How are you? Lovely to have your company. My name is Elena, and I'm joined by the one and the only Mark Smith.
It's flying by today, isn't it?
Isn't today racing? I know. That's the thing. When you're having fun, it always does, doesn't it? Always does. We've had so many sellouts as well throughout the course of the morning, and we're about to have another, shall we say? Congratulations on all of your acquisitions so far. Absolutely incredible, from the first kit, stunning silver showcase. We've just had amazing Kunite to, gosh, where do we stop? That pearl threading material. Where do we stop? Guess what? We have got a little sneaky addition to the show. Not Michael, although Michael, he's not sneaky. But you have just come into the studios. Are you all right, Michael?
I'm fine, thanks.
John, yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'm good. Yeah, not Ben, who's now directing me for a very short time. Not you, Ben. But you're right. Yeah, good. How was your keyboarding last night, by the way? Yeah, fun, good. We have got the macrame board coming up. Am I allowed to say that? Done it now. Done it. Okay, brand new in now. I've given you a little sneaky peek to this gorgeous chain. What I love about it is it's got that substantial, quite contemporary look behind, so it could easily be, well, just quite simple on its own, or it could even turn into an anklet or a charm bracelet if you like. Now, this is 1 meter. It is silver plated copper, and we held it up next to the kunzite earlier on, Mark. Hang on a minute, this is... What?
That's 2 meters then, is it?
There's 2 pieces here. 1 meter on each length. That looks longer than a meter to me. Oh no, it is. Arm to arm, I suppose.
Wow.
So you're getting 2 meters in total.
I love the way chain sounds.
It does
sounds
sound
really silly,
amazing, doesn't it?
Lovely sound.
Especially when it's quality like this. It should have that beautiful slinky feel to it, I suppose. Right. 10 by 6 millimeters in there in its gauge. You know, all of the lovely charms that we've been doing recently, they'd easily latch on to one of those oval links. So you're getting 2 meters in total, so the 2 pieces. Look at that luster, look how it plays with the light. Now I know that's something that that I refer to, and I probably should highlight some more. There's a big difference between one chain and another chain. You want to have the finish. The finish is absolutely imperative. You know, it's like cutting of a gemstone. The exterior of a gem is absolutely crucial. So if we don't take it to the same level where it's being polished and it is being finished to such a liquid-like beauty, then it's not going to look as stunning as it does. And believe me, that process alone, I've been in the establishments that commission such chains like this, and I've seen the process of how it actually is formed from when it comes off the reel in the metal itself, whether that be gold, silver, whatever it might be, copper, to actually coming to the end chain like this, where it goes into big old drums. Imagine big old drums which are filled with tiny, tiny, tiny little balls. Literally millions of these tiny little balls in a kind of liquid-like solution. If you put your hand in, it kind of feels a little bit soapy. It's very, very soft, but it progressively gets from coarse gets a lot finer, and that's how you get that lovely shine and that wonderful finish. So it starts off almost like sanding the actual chain right the way down to a really silky. You put your hand in it, it feels lovely actually. Put your hand in, take it out, and it's really silky, a bit like you've just put your hand into a load of bubbles, basically. Already loads of you getting involved, and that's the luster that we refer to. 2 meters of brand new chain, not $9.95. That's where we should have been. However, given the fact that we've had so many sellouts so far, $7.95. Hang on a minute.
In our local DIY centre, I talk about this all the time.
Yeah.
So I love DIY centres and stationery shops and all the nerdy type places. And they sell chains off the reel for household jobs. And their base metal chains start at $8.95, just for their base metal per metre off the reel.
There we go. You're getting 2 meters, and this is copper and silver plated as well. Yeah, absolutely. It goes back to who can compare. I generally don't know any other establishment that can.
Can you check whether the links are open or closed?
Good question. So these are, I'll just put it up, just let me double check so I'm giving you an absolutely accurate, they're closed.
They are closed links, wow.
I'll show you where the joint, they are closed, but I'm sure you could probably open them. It took me a while to find that join.
That's been soldered, hasn't it?
So it's actually been soldered together, so you probably could open it.
You could open it, yeah.
But yeah.
Because about 2 years ago, Debbie Bolford kindly showed me how to do the Byzantine chainmail, and you can do that with this type of oval link. So I would chainmail with it, take all the individual links off and chainmail with it. That's
a really good idea. So if you are a chainmailer, you can use this actually as almost like the base, I suppose, and link onto them. Is that what you mean?
Use all of it as just a whole, because
just separate it all out.
Separate every single link and then chainmail with it.
That's a really good idea, because we don't often have oval jump rings, do we?
And the spaces between these links are large enough to get, well, you need 4, don't you, 2 at each end for the Byzantine. And it makes a really nice elongated, for gents as well, I think.
Yeah,
really
that's the thing. I mean, it's quite substantial, but it's not so substantial that it's chunky, and it's not too dainty to be, I'm trying to think of the word, not masculine. It can be both, can't it? It can be both. Now, somebody's just bought 12 of these. I'm not surprised by that. Great for interior design, great for fashion as well. You could just add these to, I've seen these chains just literally looped on the back of stiletto heels. They look fantastic in kind of like a graduation, so it kind of comes down like a veil at the back. Use these in, obviously, your jewellery. A metre will get you a lot of pieces, and you're getting that twice over at just £7.95. Again, multi-buy until your heart's content. Hello to you, Grishula, buying 3. Hello to you, Lorna, multi-buying. Again, Jennifer and Mary and Kath. I can't read everyone's names. Sarah and Cheshire, if you snip a closed link on the long side, then when it is closed, the join isn't where the stress is. Yeah, it's a really good point. Yeah, so what Sarah's referring to is, if it's on the long side, because where the if you're thinking about weight being incorporated into that chain, for example, so if I'm holding it like that, the pressure is on that, you know, the turn, the corner, if you like, of the oval. Yes, so Sarah's right. Less pressure will be applied if you actually snip it on the actual middle of the oval chain. Totally agree with you there, Sarah. It's also a great way. Here's a tip for you. If you've had a problem like me sometimes where your earrings turn, have you noticed that, where your earrings turn? And if you've got a specific design and you want it obviously to be facing the right way, you don't want to be facing it sideways, if your earrings turn, an oval link will actually hold them in place in the right direction. So if you think about it, rather than a round, an oval link will position that feature.
Oh, okay, yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
So you can use these for that. Now the queues on the phone lines are approximately 2 minutes, but it is a free phone telephone number for those of you that are new to us here at JewelleryMaker. Again, speak to our contact centre. They are amazing. All you have to do is dial the free number at the bottom of the screen, 0800 644 655. Press your option 1. It takes minutes to set up an account if you haven't already done so. So if you're thinking, oh gosh, that's going to be a long process, it really isn't. You get a free Get Started DVD which fills you with lots of inspirations and tutorials. Here it is. This is the DVD that you actually get. Just being revisited and revamped, by the way. So this tells you how to work with your essential toolkits, again available on our website. Findings, threading materials, how to make earrings and bracelets and necklaces, and lots of general jewellery information. Chain is invaluable, especially this link, because it is that bit more sizable and substantial, and I think it is going to cater for all ages and genders as well. $7.95 only, so get involved as soon as you can. Now, brand new in, we've had Kunite brand new in, brand new chain as well. We've got inspiration coming your way. Guess what? We're going to do another new in, which is, oh, it's not. Dion says, hey, it's a showstopper and it is blue. Well, apparently that means something. Okay, I know where the miscommunication was there, because I'm looking at another blue strand which you've got coming up, but that's coming up at about 11 o'clock. We launched, or rather I launched a new strand of opal the other day, and I was like, wow, it sold out. It's the sky blue opal. Now this is the last in stock opportunity. There are only 57 of these remaining, and they are stunningly faceted. If you love your opal, well, it's a gemstone which has got so many different variations, isn't it? You've got Cooper Pedy opal, Australian opal, you've got Lightning Ridge opal, you've got Ethiopian opal, you've got mosaic opal, dendrite opal, but coloured opal is exceptionally rare if it is done so naturally. Now, sky blue opal, again, it will go amazingly with the first kit that we had because it has got those sort of Paraiba-esque tones, and it's an anomaly of nature. Coming from the location, the beautiful location of Peru, have you ever seen opal faceted like this before? And if you're thinking, hang on a minute, yeah, opal, faceted, don't often see that either. No, you don't, because generally an opal is left in quite a plain sort of cabochon shape, or maybe even plain rounds or even rondelles without the facets on the side, just because it's believed to assist the beauty of the gemstones. And that is true. If you think about the silica spheres, it will assist them display those performance colours. When you've got an opal which has been faceted, then you think, hang on a minute, well, the lapidarist, who, with all of his decades of experiences, have looked at this and thought, that can take cutting, the cutting process. Now it's the first time that I've actually seen opal, sky blue opal, actually in a briolette cut, which I absolutely adore. My only ever experiences of in fact, a coloured opal full stop have been in rondelles or rounds. Never in those lovely drops. Top drilled. Look how intense those colours are. It's almost Larimar-esque, isn't it? Kind of reminds you of that beautiful one locational gemstone.
I think it's if you took aquamarine and amazonite, splice the two together, that's what the outcome would be, I think.
Yeah, It is,
quite
yeah.
ethereal looking. It's
that
beautiful.
fusion of those two gemstones.
Yeah.
It is very ethereal. It kind of reminds me of, you know, sort of your whimsical fairies and things like that. 57 only of these available. First time ever I've actually seen opal in its faceted form. I mean, not rondelles now and not your plain round. To actually have the intricacy of a briolette cut. Already you can see over 10% of the quantity has gone. I'm not surprised by that. It's been on once previously before, and I was not expecting that at all.
Gosh.
Fantastic. $11.95.
It's incredible.
I was expecting this to be like a, you know, gems of distinction price point, maybe, you know, $49.95. I have these. They are magical, Claire says, in London. They really are, and that's a really good word to use with them. They have got that real breathtaking beauty. Here we go, like Samantha says in the Isle of Anglesey. I have these sky blue opals, and they are breathtakingly beautiful. Would say to buy time and time and time again. Yeah, I totally concur with you. I'm very fortunate. I do consider myself fortunate to be able to experience gemstones like this, because when I was talking to Steve Bennett, and again, some of you might already know this, I've already shared the conversation with you, with our jewellery makers, but I'll say it again for the benefit of those of you that are new. I spoke to Steve Bennett, who was our former CEO and arguably one of the most reputable coloured gemstone buyers in the world, and he said it's an anomaly of nature, basically, natural coloured opal. It's going to sell out, got to move on, well done. Let's move on to... Oh.
Not another one.
It's so funny. It's so funny because I just here in the studios, both Ollie, who's on cameras now, and Mark both went, oh. Do you reckon we're pushing it now, lads?
Yes.
I reckon we might be pushing it slightly here, Dion.
Oh my word.
There was an email. She said, let's go out with guns blazing. Okay, I'm in a blaze of glory. Yes, we did schedule the silver wire. Okay. Right, okay. Yes, we are pushing it somewhat. There was a little bit of a message sent to the crew and presenters. Dion's like, you're playing. Are you going to play the ignorance card? Yeah. Your email wasn't working. Fantastic. There we go. That works for me. That works for me. And she said, basically the message was, please don't schedule our silver wire because for the live shows because it sells out basically. And I'm like, okay, it sells out, but it means there's none for the website as well. Okay. And basically, I don't know when the next shipment's going to be. How many have we got? Only 100. 100's better than diddly, isn't it? It includes your 1.5mm wire, which is great for structure.
I haven't seen that for ages.
Is that one of your favourites?
I haven't seen that for ages. The 1.5.
No, I haven't either. You can just simply make pieces of jewellery out of that on its own and texture it and hammer it beautifully. And then you have got the 0.4. Wait. I have been waiting for months. Tom, it's so funny. Tom, my fiance, the other day, actually said to me the other day, "Elle, are you actually going to do anything with all these gemstones?" I'm like, you know, my face was like this. It's like, I'm trying, but I need the 0.4 wire to do it. I've not been able to get hold of it, Mark.
No, you won't stay either.
No, I know I won't today. I've even looked in our guest designer drawers to try and get some. I'm going to admit it. Yeah, I was going to blatantly nick some from the guest designer drawers. Blatantly I was, because I've not been able to get any for ages. Well done to those of you that have already got this. I do think maybe we're pushing it somewhat today, but like I say, blaze of glory. Literally, we're going to step out of the studio, the crew, later on today like that. Yeah. I think there might be a bit of a backlash. Dion, yeah, I do think. Martha was only talking about it this morning before we came to air. She was like, yeah, we can't play that. But then she didn't see Dion's schedule. We're not scared. We're not even slightly scared. Check out them as soon as you can. $17.95. $17.95. Again, can I go back to Mark's wonderful design that he made earlier on? Mark, I love these. I absolutely love them. So you can easily make it's going to be a little bit more substantial actually, because you've got your 1.5mm wire here, which you use as your central strand.
It's lazy. Yes, you just use one.
Yeah.
And on the bracelet you've got there, we've got the 2 twirls. You'd have one either end, one going clockwise, the other going anti-clockwise.
Yep.
So when they met at the back of the wrist, they would overlap. That look really cute, I think.
So you could replicate these designs with
completely,
it.
yeah,
Is it a really hard question to ask you how many you'd get?
Well, for your lazy, you'd need, I don't know, say 12 inches. And how many metres? It's 10 metres, isn't it? So that's 36.
You're really good at
about
maths.
36, between 36 and 40 bracelets.
Out of the 10 metres?
Out of the 10 and the equivalent of the 40s. When you've got,
there we go. It's going to last you ages.
Yeah.
I really, really, really cannot stress to all of our web bidders who have this sat in, in your basket, if there is a call to action, it could not be more much of a shouty call to action than right here, right now, because they sell out time and time and time and time again. Listen, I'm a member of staff. Mark's a member of staff. Again, all of us here, we all make jewellery here in the studio as well. I can't get hold of it, and I can't even find. Mark, if you looked in your drawers, I've done this already. There's no silver 0.4 wire, is there?
No. I just think, what are the basic prices per reel?
Well, I can remember when your 0.4 for 100 metres, because this is 100 metres, was £24.95. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we're already surpassing ourselves on that one there, you know. And then you've got the 1.5mm gauge here as well. So busy. Well done to every single one of you. Good luck, Kathleen, Nick, and Manchester, and Tina, and Anne, and Yvonne, and Hazel, and Em, and Sue, Cardiff. Well done. Okay, sold out. Well done. Not surprised. Not surprised. So if you've got in your basket, sorry, sorry, I did say.
I have to leave dead on one today, by the way, just to let you know.
Oh, I wonder, why is that? Why is that then, Mark?
I don't want to get into trouble. I don't want to be
You
part
won't get
of
into
it.
trouble.
I know, but I'm being coerced into it, you see.
You won't get into trouble.
I'm an accessory of the fact.
You're an accessory.
Yeah.
You're an accessory to the crime. Dion's like, yeah, it's blatantly you, Dion, that's going to get it. I don't mind. I'll stand there with you. I'll stand shoulder to shoulder. That's all right. I don't mind either. And I'll go, listen, you can't shout at 2 pregnant ladies. Should we pull that card out?
Oh, yeah.
I've got to grab the...
Hormones. Blame it on hormones.
Blame on hormones, yes.
Yes.
Does that work? It doesn't work in my house.
No.
It doesn't. I keep getting there. Nah, don't even try that one out.
Really?
Yeah, don't even try that one, bless him. Wow, we've been spoiled, haven't we?
I know. This is brilliant. And I know it says makes for men, but I'm not good at making kits solely for one sex. So we've got half of the chaps and half of the ladies in this as well.
I don't know if we should, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Why should we do it for one or t'other?
Yeah, exactly.
Because I definitely wear all of these pieces.
We had a makes for men kit last week. Do you remember with the wood? That was
yes, that was with us.
Yes, it was. So I thought I'd have some of the bits for the ladies as well. And this is perfect kit to be able to do that as well.
Yeah, I think
really
so.
pleased,
I mean, that lovely lariat style necklace that you've got there, really lovely elongations, and I'm big into right now.
Yes.
Again, how stunning is this?
Oh,
Look at the black agate, crackled agate. I haven't seen that in I don't know how long.
No, I don't think I've ever used it before. I don't think I've ever had it in a kit anyway.
It's like marble, isn't it? That's the best way of describing it. You've got like a marbling texture across. Then you've got your lovely, what look like seed beads, but actually it's your ball chain.
I can't believe we've got all of this in this kit as well.
Would you say the ball chain is the main feature?
For me it is.
Yeah, I would as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. I haven't seen it for ages and ages and ages.
No, gosh, I need to show you all of these components because there is so much.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4 strands of genuine gemstones. Your ball chain, which looks like you've got at least 2 metres there.
5.
Is there 5 metres? I was going to say. Wow.
Yes,
You've got your rose gold hooks as well. Then you've got your little connectors, and you've got your nylon thread here, which is one of our most popular. So here is your nylon thread, which comes in 200-metre spools in the lovely black, white, and your stunning sort of, I always say titanium silver, gunmetal.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Now let's bring that ball chain.
Again, on the Makes for Men DVD, we didn't have it in stock by then. So I had to go to our local DIY centre and buy sync plug chain to do the technique on the DVD. So even then we didn't have it. So it's so nice to have it back.
It's one of our most popular chains.
I love
and I'm not just talking about here at JewelleryMaker. If you go to the big designer jewellery shops, they all have ball chain as well. And it tends to be...
you have breakfast.
Yeah. It tends to be very, very expensive because there's a big weight in ball chain in comparison to maybe your oval links or your Figaros. It is a bit more substantial, which means it's going to really support bigger carat weights or wire work pieces or macrame pieces as well. Then we've got these stunning S hooks. Now your S hooks are, if you have dexterity issues or you like myself, just a little bit clumsy with putting your jewellery on, then these are fantastic for them because they are really substantial. And I'll try my very best to put them upright. There we go. Put them upright so you can actually see. They are a little bit like Captain Hooks, aren't they?
Captain Hook hooks.
Captain Hook hooks, absolutely. Sorry about this. There we go. There we go. And you get the connector to loop them in as well. So 3 of those, really substantial, go perfectly with your ball chain. And you've also got these lovely ball connectors. Now, I don't often see the connectors alongside the ball chain. Now, if I try and lean that one forward just there, you can actually see how the ball goes into the centre, doesn't it?
Well, I'm going to show you how to do that as well.
Brilliant.
Because I've never seen them, I've never had them here before, so it's the first time for me. No.
It's difficult to make these, by the way, to fit around the ball chain. So great that they're coming alongside this kit as well. Yeah, they do literally fit together, which Mark's going to demonstrate, so I won't say any more about that. Let's bring you also your genuine gemstones as well, because the genuine gemstones are 2 of your favourites. Well, you've got labradorite here in 2 wonderful shapes from your plain rounds,
which we don't get in kits very often, you know.
No.
Plain rounds.
No, you don't.
Really don't.
You tend to get chips, really, don't you, in kits more often?
Yes.
So you get labradorite plain rounds like so. Those flashes.
And this is the colour labradorite that I like. It's that sort of olive tone rather than the pale grey. I much prefer this tone.
Okay.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's all down to personal choice, basically. It has got quite a greenish depth to it, hasn't it?
I was thinking it enhances the turquoise colour so much better.
Yeah, I know what you mean. The darkness kind of elevates it somewhat. Yes. But then we've also got elongated labradorite, and again it's in that sort of dark greenish colour that Mark was just referring to, but these are really big and substantial. They're not small in any way, shape or form. Look incredible with the grey, don't they?
Amazing. And the necklace that we had in the first kit, you can replicate that with the threads and the chips that we've got in here.
That's a really
exactly
good point actually, isn't it? So you could have those 2 maybe as your feature piece. Then you've got your lovely black agate.
These are lovely. I've never had this strand before.
It's a gem heavy piece.
And you've got the banding in the stones as well.
Look at this one. Can you see that? Look at that gorgeous banding.
Amazing colours in this. I love the strand.
Isn't it funny how just one will grab your attention? Were you laughing at me then, Dion? You're laughing at this text message from Elizabeth in East Riding, Yorkshire. You were distracted from the job because you were busy growing a person. It's a great excuse. Failing that, cry. Pregnant crying women are scary. That's true. That is true. That is true. I saw a picture the other day on social media and I was like, and it said, "Don't mess with pregnant women." Yeah, we'll try that one, Elizabeth. Yeah, absolutely. Is that going to work with every kit and star buy that we've done so far? Do you reckon, Dion? Well, you know, we've got a bit more clout given the fact there's 2 of us.
I just can't believe there's a little person growing away in there.
It is a bit mental.
It's incredible.
I can't. And Dion's will be bigger than mine, but my little person is how big is she now? About 15. About 15 inches, I think. And she's going to start fattening now.
Okay, that's quite big.
No, not 15 inches. 15 centimetres. Centimetres then. Yes, centimetres.
Oh. That's amazing.
I can't remember. But she's all formed. And Dion's, you can't be that far off your due date. Next month is your due date.
Gosh.
Definitely work for you then, Dion. It's definitely going to work for you, that excuse. Yeah, cry. I don't know if Dion would be a crier, do you?
No.
I don't think Dion would be a crier. You don't strike me as that type. I can do it. No, I can't make myself cry. Anyway, back to 4 strands of your beautiful genuine gemstones, all of your nylon, the ball chain, which again, you could do your research on ball chain. You're getting 5 meters there, all of the lovely S-hook connectors, and the connectors for the ball chain, which we will be demonstrating as well. I've not seen those actually sold in a kit before next to one another, which is absolutely invaluable. The fact that they have made it to the graphics, you know, there's obviously a lot of components here, but the ball chain clasp has made it to the graphics, because hopefully indicates just how significant they are as part of this beautiful kit. Now, it is titled Makes for Men, but I think absolutely, like Mark said, there are pieces of jewellery here that I would most definitely wear, and you haven't got to be sort of thinking I need to maybe hold back on my carat weights because I've only got a few gemstones, because you've got substantial gemstones here. Haven't got to hold back on your ball chain. I mean, 5 meters is going to make tons upon tons upon tons of neckline pieces and bracelets and anklets, etc. $21.95, and you've got 600 meters of your nylon thread.
Gosh, that's an amazing price for the ball chain and clasps on its own, without anything else. That's amazing.
Absolutely. Should I put all that chain on across the back of my hand as well? I totally agree, Mark. For the chain and also those connectors, I'm sure you'd pay more than that. As you can see, the kit is limited though, so grab it as soon as you can, everybody, if you want to get hold of this. It's stunning. It's lovely luster. What is it that you're going to be demonstrating then, Mark?
Well, I'm going to show you these little torpedo clasps, I've called them. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, they kind of do look like little torpedoes, and then they've got a hole in the centre, which has got obviously got a function behind it as well. There's one. You can actually see it in use right away, and that's a really good point. It's not been demonstrated before.
Well, in the past, we were a bit unsure about how you would finish these off. So we would either wire wrap them with a rosary link, or we'd use the fold over clasps or the ribbon end clasp. So it's really nice to have the proper clasp attached within the kit. And I'm not sure what they're called. I've always called them torpedo clasps. They're probably not called that. And they consist of a little piece of metal, if I just hold that up, with a hole each end. Okay, with a hole each end.
Yeah.
So one end and the other. And on one side, we've got a small little recess, a little dip that the ball will sit in. Okay, so I'll just show you how we do that. Okay, so what we're going to do, you might pinch one of those.
Yeah.
I'll replace it with one from mine. I've just squashed it.
There we go.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to hold it with the recess pointing away from us, and then we're going to insert one of the balls into the middle slot.
Now you do that literally.
It's a bit difficult for me to show, isn't it?
No, sort of coming in from a bird's eye angle.
Yeah, so straight down in, and all we're going to do, we're just going to hook it under the outside edge. It's a bit difficult to show on camera, and pull it through.
It's difficult for us to sort of show it as it, but when Mark's actually connected, you will see how it slots together. Because the ball chain has got ball and then like a little tiny little section of chain, ball chain, hence the name. The chain bit is where you're going to click it into place. So, bless Mark, it is fiddly. Really We've only got 19 of these remaining, this kit, £21.95. I'm sure you'd pay that for the ball chain and the clasp alone. I know you go into all of these DIY shops to sort of buy products like this, and why not? Because you can't often get it. There we go. Perfect. So Mark's done it for you.
Sorry about that. It's difficult to see with the camera. So all you do is you slot it in, and it hooks between the two balls there inside the little torpedo. So
and you do the same on the other side?
Do exactly the same on the other side. And then when you want to use the chain for something else, you can simply pull it back into the centre and pop the chain out again. So you can reuse them.
Oh, there we go.
Which is really handy.
So is this a clasp that you would actually use to put on and off regularly?
Yeah, this would be for if you were making a lariat. So you'd attach both ends and you just put it on over the head.
Over the head. Ideally, you don't want to be undoing them all the time. So maybe a longer style. Something you can layer up or something like that. Fantastic. Yes. You want to have that continuous chain, basically. We are down to the final 16 of these available. I'm so glad that you demoed that, actually. Because
not very well.
No, it's hard to demonstrate it because they are small. And the reason why they're small is because you don't want it to be a big clumpy thing in the middle of the chain.
But as soon as you get it home, it'll make perfect sense, and they're very, very simple to do.
Yeah,
when you're looking down.
Absolutely. Yes, the whole design of it is so that it doesn't deter from the continuity, I suppose, of the ball chain itself. So absolutely stunning. I love what you've done here as well, Mark, because you've actually used that chain, and I thought they were spacer beads initially.
It looks really, and the next door is a kumihimo. So I've used 7 of the little cottons,
Yeah.
doubled up, so there's twice the thickness, but on 7 of the little recesses, and then on the last, on the 8th, I've placed some ball chain and just kumahi-moed, and it looks as though they've been interspersed.
It does, doesn't it?
Really
Fantastic,
clever,
really lovely. And again, you've kumahi-moed here. How have you done this?
No, that's macrame.
Sorry, macrame.
Macrame.
Sorry,
macrame.
How have you done that then?
It's really. Just like to quickly show you, because I was going to show you the bracelet next door, but I can show you both. So
well, I don't want to influence you. Whatever you want to demonstrate.
So what you need to do is you need to take. I use the piece of a whole length, doubled it over in half. Okay. And for the bracelet, I've gone from the macrame board top to bottom. Okay. But for demo, I'll show you this way, so I don't have to cut into another piece of chain. So the first thing you do is you fold it in half, double it over, and you place 2 ends through your macrame board slot. So this is where you need one of your macrame boards that you use for your heavy gauge wire or your thicker cords, okay? And you need to make sure that the 2 rows of ball chain are sat parallel with each other. It's really important that they're sat parallel. And then we pop it in the bottom slot like so. So in effect, these 2 ball chains now become your lazy strand. So we're just going to manipulate them so they sit nice and level, okay? Then we take our cotton threads, I've gone for the black in this case, and to prepare this I've cut the 2 ends and I've used a bit of clear nail varnish at the end just to stop them from fraying. Yeah. Well, you can use a cigarette lighter as well if you want to, but I thought for this you'd use the glue. So we take our working cord underneath. Now for this you only need a piece about 2.5, 3 foot long, so it's not too much. And what we're going to do is we're going to tie a square knot. If we do the first half, and then we can manipulate the ball chain. Now this technique features on the Makes for Men DVD, but with a different finishing. I've come up with a brand new finish for this, for the show here. So we do the left side of the knot, and we want that knot to be tied in between 2 rows of the balls. And then we do the right hand side of the knot. And the first couple are a bit fiddly. It's always good to have something to pop under your ball chain as well. So we pull this up nice and tight, and just take your time with it because it will want to sit under another part of the ball chain. So
yeah, you've got to position it, haven't you, I suppose.
Make sure we go.
Tell it where to sit.
There we go.
Tell it where to sit.
So, perfect. And then we repeat that until we do our 3 or 4 little knot sections. Now
we have got the macrame board on screen as we're speaking right now, Mark. I didn't know that we'd actually have these in stock. In fact, you know, Martha looked earlier on. I think she said
she did.
Yeah. I think she said they'd sold out. Dion? How? You've got the large macrame board here, which is basically, you're using the small mark, but there's nothing stopping you using the larger one.
You can do this with the large.
You could easily create a sort of matching neckline piece, and you've got 5 meters of that ball chain. They always sell out though, always sell out, because macrame, the board, is not just used for macrame, is it? You use it for so much.
You can use it for wire work, you can use it for your micro macrame, especially micro macrame, because you have lots of cords, so you need lots of pins to attach to your board.
Absolutely. Yeah, because you cannot. It is like a memory foam, isn't it? Basically. Right, yes, Emma in Lancashire saying, just bought myself this kit. Can't wait to make some gorgeous pieces. Such value for money. I totally agree. And Mark, how many pieces have you made? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. But you probably could have gone on, couldn't you?
Yeah. I've got quite a few bits and pieces. I've got 2 entire lengths of ball chain left over.
There we go. That speaks volumes. Grab your macrame board as soon as you possibly can. So, as an alternative to, in terms of cords and colours, maybe you want to have that pop. Then we've got more nylon thread, including, you saw these earlier on, didn't you? It's a really beautiful bundle. It includes blue. Dion said, that's the first thing she said to me just then. It's got blue in it. So these lovely 2-meter spools from the apatite, that's a real apatite colour, to cobalt and that lovely aquamarine tone. 86 of these are available. And then on top, can you see that best like that? No, that's not going to work. I'll just move my macrame board for a minute. You've got 6 spools of your nylon thread.
This is all one bundle.
All one bundle. All one bundle. So it's basically the same same thread that you're working with right now, isn't it?
Exactly the same. Yep. Oh, so you could. I'm trying to think which colour would go with this. That turquoise would be beautiful with this rose gold.
Oh, I'm thinking that aquamarine colour with the labradorite.
Oh, perfect.
would just be amazing. With the black agate, maybe the reds, or any of them really, actually. Yeah, totally agree. And then the rose gold colour of the ball chain, absolutely stunning. Similarly, use it for your tassels, because you haven't got to hold back on the quantity that you've got. As you can see, that in total there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 1,200 metres in total of, is that right, 1,200 metres?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 1,200. 1,200 metres in total. You can make so many tassels with this, or fringing and things like that, because you haven't got to be, oh, I haven't got enough of that.
I think on last Friday mid-show, we had Natalie on with Zena, and I think Natalie showed you how to make tassels using the nylon thread, so that might be worth having a look on YouTube for your tassel making.
Quantity is plummeting very, very quickly, $8.95. Again, I would...
You'd pay that for one, well, you wouldn't, you pay that for a 100-metre reel in a sewing shop or a haberdashery shop.
So not even one then. So half of one.
Oh my word.
I agree. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. I'm going to leave that with you because already loads of you are there. And then we can get back to Mark and his wonderful demonstration. All you need, Mark, is the macrame board and that bundle just there.
That's
and you're
it,
away.
Completely.
You're away. These are perfect to go with your French wire, Mark says in London. Totally agree.
Oh,
totally agree.
For that technique that we couldn't pronounce.
Flowers.
I can't remember what the term was. Guntal, something like that, wasn't it?
Yeah, Guntal flowers. Yeah. Okay, so back to your demonstration, because you are literally positioning the wire in between. Can you see this when Mark pulls it?
So you're treating the balls as your lazy strand, and when you pull the thread up, you just want to make sure that it sits.
You go there.
In the two balls. So just that on its own looks absolutely exquisite. And as you said, it looks like it's little seed beads.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
Because it's covering the chain part of the...
It's really beautiful. It's a really nice technique.
So lovely.
So to add the beads for the second bracelet, we'll show you those and then I'll show you how we finish off. We separate our two ball chains with one slot apart in the bottom of our board. Okay, so we're just going to separate them out. So as I said, make sure that if you have a macrame board that obviously the slots are going to get quite large, so just be wary of that. Okay, and this again features on the Gents DVD. This is a railway. This features on the paracord DVD. What we're going to do, we're going to take the left cord and we're going to take it to the centre of our two ball chains and go out to the left. Okay, and just make sure this goes up to the top, and then we take the right cord into the centre, under and out.
So wait, what you're doing now? The actual this part here.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, that's me getting confused then. I was like,
sorry, it's my fault.
No. It's because I've asked you to demonstrate two different techniques all in one, isn't it? So you're actually doing where you can channel set, basically.
Channel setting. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So we've now got our cords on the outside of the two rows. If you pull them slightly, you get a little channel forming on the inside. So you pick up our left cord and we thread our bead on. Okay, and the holes in this strand are massive. Really, I was really surprised. So you can get two cotton cords in opposite directions, which is what we want to do.
So not the same way, you want them to go back on themselves?
Yeah, so one through one direction and one through the other. Just trim that off a little bit.
Okay.
Now we'll pop that through. It's difficult to see the holes in these.
There you go.
Has it gone through?
Almost. There it is.
There we go.
Oh,
I'm going to drop that out now. Thank you.
Teamwork.
Okay, and then you pull the beads. It's because I can't lean over.
Yeah, the camera's right behind Mark.
So we pull in opposite direction. So at the moment, the bead is resting on the top of the ball chain. So we do repeat what we've just done at the beginning. We take the left thread underneath the left-hand ball chain, and we pull to the left, and we take the right in, under, and out to the right. And when we pull the two cords, the bead will sit within that channel. And all we do is repeat it. So we take a bead through the left side. I saw those earlier as well. I've had a right old snooze today.
You've had a what?
Snooze, that's the wrong word.
Snooze?
Yeah, snoop.
I was like, when were you snoozing? I haven't seen you snoozing. You haven't had time. You haven't had time to. The reason why we're just bringing these over, because I know that you do actually finish your pieces with glue quite frequently. Yes, I'm not surprised you were snooping, not snoozing. You don't snooze on the job, do you, Mark?
No, never have.
No, never.
No.
Now, this is a trio of glues as well, from your Hypo Cement fabric to your Hypo Cement and your also E6000, which is at the front. They are the wonderful 14.8 milliliter or 0.5 fluid ounces size. So not quite such a big tube, which I actually favour when it comes to when it comes to your glues. Mark, could you just talk us through what you would use each of these different types of glue for?
Okay, so for me, I always use this one. I'm going to be honest, I've never used this one, which is for your leather and your so Gemma would have used this quite often.
Okay, fair enough.
This is the one I use all of the time, purely because it's got that amazing, very fine applicator nozzle.
Yeah.
So you can get, especially for macrame, if you wanted to glue in between very fine knots, you could do that because of the applicator nozzle. The issue it's not an issue, but sometimes, particularly when you're using satin cord, the E6000, if you use the E6000 with the fine knob, not the E6000, the Hypo Cement, it will change the colour of the cord ever so slightly darker when it dries.
Okay.
So if you're selling on for bridal commissions, you don't want that look at all. So then I would use the E6000, which is very similar to the Hypo Cement, but it doesn't discolour your cords. Okay, but this one doesn't have an applicator. So a little tip that Prue, one of our guest designers, always suggests is just putting a little tiny drop on your finger and using a cocktail stick to apply the glue that way.
I like this tip.
Yeah. So the only difference for me personally is this has got the applicator, this one doesn't. This will change the colour. It's only probably 5% of our cords. We'll just change it to a darker shade. Okay. But only where the glue is applied. But this one doesn't have the applicator. But
you'd also use these for your precision work, it is a professional product. It's what your professional jewellers use. Use it for your half-drilled gemstones as well, and your half-drill settings and posts and things like that. Glue, glorious glue.
I sort of see where she was going with that.
Were you watching Oliver at the time? Oh, you were thinking of food. I see. I was actually in Oliver when I was younger. I was one of Fagin's gang.
Fagin's ace.
I did look like a little boy, so it was quite an appropriate role for me.
$8.95. I've seen that for $8.95 on a website.
Yeah, absolutely. We're talking about professional products here. You know, if you go into any jewellery workshop, one where you're paying as a paying customer, shall we say, it'll be this type of glue that they're actually incorporating into, and they do use glue a lot. I think there's a little bit of a glue's a little bit of a what's the word I'm looking for? What do they say? What do they say when something's like a taboo? Basically, let's just say that. Let's leave it with taboo. Glue's a bit of a taboo subject with us here at JewelleryMaker. For some reason, we try and prevent using it where possible. Why is that? A lot of professional jewellers will use it. You will use it as well as.
I don't know, actually. No, you're right though. You're right.
Yes, the glue is so expensive elsewhere, Elizabeth is saying, in West Midlands. I don't know, actually. I've never seen it elsewhere in terms of its price point. I've seen it in workshops, but I don't know how much it is to buy elsewhere. So $8.95 only, and you often finish your macrame work off of these.
Especially if I'm selling, just to add that extra bit of security. And even when I'm using the ribbon end clasps, I just pop a little dab of glue inside before I clamp it closed.
Really good idea. Oh, if you wanted to use the ball chain and the ball clasp again, and you wanted it to be absolutely secure, you could put a little dab of glue in there, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
Angela and Tynemware, morning Ella, Mark and crew. The team who answer the phones are very, very pleasant. It comes across as though they are smiling when they talk to you. Oh, how nice. Do you know what? They don't get nearly enough recognition as well, our contact centre. So can we just say hello to our call centre? Haven't been over in ages, actually. I should take a wander over and see the guys. Yes, our wonderful contact centre are smiling literally as they speak to you. They're wonderful. Okay, back to you, Mark.
Okay, so all I've done is I've done exactly the same. So we take the two cords after we threaded our bead into the centre and out. We bring the two cords back, and what you'll see that you've got this really nice sort of train track effect. If I just finish off this last one, and then I'll show you how I finish. So it makes a really nice effect down either side as well.
Like channel setting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really, really nice. I like this. Okay, so if I just hold this up to the camera, you can just have a look how this looks. So you've got the beads going down the centre, and you've also got this really nice effect going down the sides as well. So again, you could use wire with this. If you had rose gold coloured wire or another mixed metal colour, you could do exactly the same. Okay?
Yeah.
So to finish, what we do is we then, while our cords are on the outside section, is we bring in the 2 ball chains so they're back into the same slot again. And all we do then is we replicate our square knot. So we've got this, the other side.
Pinch them together again.
Exactly the same. Okay.
See, this could, because you're doing it smaller here, it could actually be a ring, couldn't it?
Yeah, you can do that into a ring. Yeah,
turn that into it. It'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Wendy in Essex is saying, hi all, I've paid £6.95 for one of those glues. Yeah, absolutely. Elle, I think you might be thinking of the word stigma.
That's the word.
Thank you, Gaynor. I was looking for that word. You know,
That's
sometimes you just go,
Brill.
can't think of it. Yeah, I was. Stigma.
Okay. Brill. Have I got time to show you how to finish?
How long does it take?
About a minute and a half.
Yes.
Perfect.
You have enough time, my lovely.
Okay, so what you would do, you make sure that you finish it the same way, so you'd have this section of macrame at the other end. And I've come up with this really, it was a bit of an accident, a happy accident, but it works really well. If you cut, I know, if you cut, now this is secure because it's one piece of cord. If you then skip one set of the 2 balls and cut between the next set, okay, which I'm going to do. We're just going to go in and cut. So we're left with our macrame section with the 2 balls at the bottom, okay? Now what we're going to do is with a T-pin or a stationary pin or a mat pin, okay, can you see there's that black cord in between the 4 little balls there, okay? We're going to pin. I'm not going to corpse, I'm really professional about it, I'm doing really well. I can hear what's going on behind my back. Okay, so we've got
immaturity. I know, I'm sorry.
So we've got the 4 there, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to pierce down the centre of the 4 with a T-pin. T-pins are really good because they're really strong, and give it a wiggle. So then when you take the pin out, okay, you have, if I hold that up, there's a hole in between the 4, okay, which is a perfect size then for a jump ring, or if you wanted to use a head pin or an eye pin, cut the end off to make an eye pin loop, which you would then feed through. If you could pass me the bracelet.
I can.
It's the first one I will show you.
This one?
Yep. Perfect.
You're so professional.
I know. Exactly. So this what I've done is, is it this one or the, yes it is this one. So as you can see on the end here, I've used an eye pin, I've cut the end off to make a loop, and I've fed the loop through the hole I've made in between the 4 section there. Then I've threaded on a bead, again with a basic eye pin loop, jump ring, and then you can attach your clasp.
Looks so lovely and professional as well, doesn't it?
It's a really nice, neat finish.
Really, really, really neat.
Yes.
I apologise, by the way.
Fine.
I do apologise.
$8.95
£8.95 only for your Glue Glorious glue. And again, please send your pictures in. The kit, I think, is pretty much sold out, hasn't it?
Wow.
Hugely popular. Got about 8 remaining, so single figure quantities and loads in baskets. So thank you for the inspiration.
Pleasure.
As always, you are wonderful.
And
I know it's called Makes for Men, but I truly would wear every single one of these pieces. Now we've got loads more to bring you, including
our favourite bit.
You know what? We've got brand new cuffs and necklaces. We've got. Do you know what? Let's show off your incredible creations while I just compose myself, folks, because it is today's Wall of Fame. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Anyway, the Wall of Fame, the Wall of Fame. You've got to have a laugh, haven't you?
Absolutely.
You have got to have a laugh.
Yes.
I love this part of the show.
It's my favourite part.
Mine. It really, really is. And not only that, the one downside is with the new arrangement between Carol and I don't get to read out the winners anymore of the Wall of Fame. No. But I do get to see all of your wonderful designs, so listen, positivity and all that. Do you want to start, my darling?
I'll start. My first one today is number 158, an amazing piece of lace work here. And this is from Michelle from Dumford Bridge near Holmfirth. And Michelle says, hi all, this week's Wall of Fame is made from purple lace and wire, pink lace with wire and small white shell rounds, amethyst, also with an aluminium chain. It's based loosely on Laura and Natalie's flowers and roses. All components are from JewelleryMaker as always. Just not sure what to wear with it. Good luck to everyone in this week's draw and best wishes to all the crew. And that's from Michelle in Holmfirth.
Michelle, that's lovely. Yeah.
I see that with the pair of jeans and a white t-shirt.
Yeah, something really plain, so all the focus is on that.
Beautiful,
Absolutely incredible.
beautiful.
I love the use of different colours as well.
Wow.
I've got a very classic suite of jewellery here from number 153, which comes from, let me see, Linda Whittington in Bedford. Hello to you, Linda. And she says, hello, you all wonderful JM people. This is my latest entry to the Wall of Fame. It's a necklace and earrings I made from a strand of purple graduated quartz, a bargain buy from one of your sales. Everything is from JewelleryMaker, of course, and it took my daughter mere seconds to claim it when she saw it. It would be lovely to have a win, but even better is the buzz of seeing a piece of work on the wall. Good luck to all, and a very sincere thanks to all at JewelleryMaker for being part of my life. Oh, how wonderful. Linda in Whittington, stunning piece, and what a lovely message as well. It's a pleasure for us, my lovely. A real pleasure, and congratulations. Yeah. There it is, your piece on the wall.
Next Monday on the mid-show, I'm doing my very first ever Tree of Life.
Really?
With aquamarine, and this is beautiful. Look at this, number 157, and this is from Janet in sunny Eastbourne. And Janet says, hi everyone, please find my entry for this week. It's the first thing I've made in almost 6 weeks after my surgery on my shoulder. Took me a whole day, but it's going to be winging its way to South Africa in a couple of weeks for my friend. It's a window hanging made all from jewellery products. Thank you all for your inspiration, fun and general joyousness. Keep it up, gang, and that's best wishes. And great to see Vicky and Carol back too. And that's from Janet in Eastbourne. That's
wonderful,
beautiful.
Wonderful, Janet. Love it. Wow, check this out. I love something which really stretches across the décolletage, and this is going to be one of those pieces. 152 comes from Celeste in Southend. Hello to you, Celeste. Hi all, I am so in love with rhodonite. I made this set with antique bronze wire and mixed the rhodonite flat ovals with agate and pyrite in the same shape. It's just rosary linked, but I think it looks quite impressive. More rhodonite, please, she says. Still hooked on JewelleryMaker after many years. I don't know what I would have done if I hadn't have found your channel and this amazing hobby. If anyone is thinking about having a go, don't wait. Get stuck in and have a great time. Many thanks to everybody in that Celeste in Southend. Beautiful piece, and I'm with you. Rhodonite is a gemstone I love as well. Love to see. And what a nice message again.
That's lovely.
Really nice messages.
Beautiful. My next is number 156, amazing piece of tiger's eye here. And this is from Jane in Winsford in Cheshire. And Jane says, hi everyone, hope everyone is enjoying this lovely weather. And I've actually been out in my back garden doing a bit of tidying up, so feeling very pleased with myself. My Wall of Fame for this week is a rosary link chain with brown tiger's eye, faceted rounds with 0.8 silver plated wire and fastener. All from JewelleryMaker, of course. I'm making 5 in total for my ex-work colleagues, as I see them every week and they keep me sane. No time to chat, as I need to bake a cake before tea. Good luck to my follow offers in the draw, and many thanks to all involved in the show. And that's from Jane in Cheshire. That's exquisite. Another 5 to make.
So we've got time for a few more to show you. 155. Ooh, so delight. Wonderful. From Samantha Mayer Owen. Hi all at JM. This is my first entry into the Wall of Fame. Welcome. Even though I have been watching you since day one, I've been making jewellery for 15 years now, but love how there is always something to learn on JewelleryMaker and the quality of the gems. This is a sodalite and white faceted quartz with silver plated chain necklace, all from JewelleryMaker. Good luck to all the entrants. Can I just mention, some of you have had a double mention, by the way. We're just learning. We got a little bit mixed up with yesterday's Wall of Fame. So, hey, win-win. You get to, sorry about that, but yeah, you do get to see your pieces twice.
Number 154, beautiful piece of fuchsia agate, and this is from Elizabeth in Worcestershire. And Elizabeth says, hello, here is my entry for this week, made from everything JewelleryMaker using your stunning fuchsia agate. Good luck to everyone in the draw, and that's from Elizabeth in Worcestershire, number 154.
Wonderful, Elizabeth.
Well
keep those entries coming in, folks, and very good luck to the draw on Wednesday. Now, we have got a brand new strand of Kunite coming your way. Only 50 chances, though, very, very limited. And when we're talking about a natural blue gemstone like this, to have it in size, to have them in plain rounds as well. In fact, I don't think I've actually seen Kunite in plain rounds. The last one I had was actually in faceted ovals. You're going to love it. You're going to love the introductory deal. You just need to make sure you're with me after this.
We are live every day from 8 AM to 9 PM. So come and join in and get creating with JewelleryMaker. Join guest designer Sarah Elvin for the Introduction to Bead Looming DVD. Sarah will guide you through many techniques including adding beads, pattern creations, beading with chips, adding beads to warp thread, as well as how to set up your bead loom. To get your hands on a copy, contact our call centre. Get creative with JewelleryMaker. When you place your first order with JewelleryMaker, we'll send you a free DVD and booklet to help you get started. The booklet is jam-packed full of information on gemstones, tools, threading, materials and findings. There are step-by-step instructions on how to make bracelets, earrings and necklaces. And the DVD includes easy-to-follow video tutorials. So what are you waiting for? Start your jewellery making journey today. Get interactive with JewelleryMaker by liking our Facebook page and join over 55,000 like-minded people. The JewelleryMaker Wall of Fame is where you get to showcase your skills as a jewellery designer. Each week, one lucky entrant will win £100 credited to their account, and the runner-up receives £50. If you want to enter your design, just send a photo to studio@jewellerymaker.com, or you can post your photos to JewelleryMaker, Ivy House, Henley Road, Outhill, Studley, B807DU. Get making and good luck.
Did you know, no matter how many times you purchase with JewelleryMaker in the same day, you'll only be charged one fee of postage and packaging? Select our standard delivery for just $2.95, or if you'd like to receive your goods sooner, upgrade to our premium option for $4.95.
There are two easy ways you can purchase from JewelleryMaker. You can watch our show on Sky, Virgin, Freeview and FreeSat, and call our free phone number where you'll be put through to our friendly help team who can place your order. Alternatively, you can go to our website and click to register. Once you've filled in the required details, you can start shopping. You can watch the show by clicking on the Watch Live Show button on the homepage. You can also use our quick search tool and narrow down your results. Once you have found an item that you like, simply click on the Add to Basket button and you can continue shopping or check out right away. Don't forget, you can add as many items to your basket per day for only 1 P&P. Enjoy shopping with JewelleryMaker.
Welcome back, everybody. Lovely to be with you. My name's Elena and you're watching JewelleryMaker. We are live and I'm joined by the wonderful Mark Smith. Thank you so much for all of your tuition. And it has been incredible, isn't it?
Yeah,
we've had loads and loads to bring you, loads of sellouts as well. So that tells me that you're absolutely loving the products that we've got coming your way. Now, you're going to adore this. Ollie just said to me actually in that short break, he was just saying, Elle, is it Kunite that's really difficult to facet in 2 rounds? I was like, yeah, absolutely. It's probably one of the most complex and challenging out there, and I genuinely mean it when I say many lapidarists, that's gemstone cutters, for those that don't know, will actually literally say, no, they just refuse point blank to facet this gemstone. And the reason for that, not because they don't love it or anything like that, is because it simply is It's so challenging that often the gemstone can shatter and split, and obviously you've got to understand that they've got a mutual respect of gemstones like we have, and that it would be such a crying shame for that to happen. And the reason why it's so complex is, if you imagine my hands are the actual crystal structures, with how Kunite actually forms. Some crystals will literally form like this, growing vertically. Some will actually form like this, growing horizontally. Then when you start faceting a gemstone, in particular rounds, because if you think about it, you're going to be covering all of those different crystals themselves, you know, you are really maximizing on the fact that you may well shatter this gemstone. Add to that then by a perfect cleavage. Now we are talking about how those crystals, they don't just form in different directions, they also, if you catch it at the wrong angle, will split perfectly, like a deck of cards, I suppose. They'll literally split perfectly. Smooth and a clean finish, which is again what you don't want, especially if you are trying to get round gemstones. I was desperately trying to recall when or if, and I'm not just talking about here at JewelleryMaker, if I've ever actually brought round Kunites to air with my here at JewelleryMaker and from my past experiences, or even in any of the establishments that I've actually worked at. I don't believe I have, because it is a gemstone which does favour to have a longer axis, so it does tend to be at best oval cut, and that is literally at best. So this may well be the first time that I've ever brought you this blue gemstone in its round form. Add to that the fact that it is totally and utterly natural. Add to that the fact that you have got a real consistency of colour, no colour zoning, which often it does suffer from. Add to that the fact that this is potentially the next big blue on the back of tanzanite's imminent depletion. Add to that the fact you've got 200 carats on this strand, and that beautiful, wonderful schiller, which is not always obvious, and certainly not as obvious as what you're seeing on your screen. We have just 50 of these available in stock. Do you know what? It's just beautiful, isn't it? You know, if you just think about, okay, yeah, there's rarity in the cutting, there's rarity that I've not seen the rounds before, it's kyanite, the intensity of those colours, I mean, it is the very definite cobalt blues that you're seeing here, 110%. I mean, it's not wishy-washy or pale or insipid, there's no sort of colourless patches within the gemstones, you've got that wonderful silky sheen across the surface. I'm going to go as far as saying I think this is some of the finest Kunite we've ever had. Ollie's agreeing with me. Do you agree as well, Mark?
Absolutely. I'm just looking on the screen here. It's incredible. I don't think I've seen it schiller like that before.
No.
You don't get that with a faceted stone.
You really don't. In fact, you know, is Hannah Oxbury here in the studio right now? If she is, she'll be here. She'll hear me mentioning her name. And Bella, up in our buying team, we had an experience a couple of weeks ago with an Ethiopian opal strand. It's the first time ever I have broken the rules where I actually said, look, please, I need to buy this right now, because it was such amazingly high quality. I'd never seen anything like
you showed
it.
it to me, didn't you, when it arrived?
Yeah,
the other day?
you saw it, didn't you? I'm going to go as far, and we were talking about benchmarks, you know. So this is an aspirational strand. This is what Kunite aspires to be, and maybe will be used as a means of grading the gemstones. I'm going to suggest that if Hannah Oxbury and Bella are watching right now, that this is one of those again. You know, it's a totally different gemstone, but this is one they're going to go, oh, okay. This is all we have. 50, by the way, all we have, and I'm sure that there'll be an email trail on the back of this auction as we speak to our head office over in Jaipur, just to put you in the equation, folks. Such is the quality. I mean, I've seen numerous examples of this gemstone in my time. For me to put, this is the best that I've seen of Kunite in my experience of Kunite here at JewelleryMaker, I highly doubt anybody is going to disagree. Wow, look. Let's just single out one. Let's just single out one and imagine this maybe in some silver clay or some silver wire. Look how consistent that cobalt blue is. Look how exciting that. It's got almost a phenomena effect, which is not what Kunite is known for. It's got like a schiller formation inside, which again, it's not what Kunite is known for. It's not a phenomena gemstone. It's not like your moonstone or your labradorite or your tiger's eye. Yet you've almost got silks that would be relevant and present in maybe some of the finest rubies in the world. Now already down to 34 of these available. Yeah, I'm expecting this this to be a considered strand. I'm expecting this to be, and I don't know, I'll be honest, I don't know where it's going to. I'm expecting this to be sort of the 3 figures.
Okay, I had 89.
You had 89. I was thinking 99.95.
Yeah.
Because you've got 200 carats of this natural blue. Okay, we need to bring that price tag in because I've got lots of people on the phone lines waiting, poised. It's beautiful. That genuinely means to me that... Wait.
Really?
What? Do you think this is the nicest,
Completely, without a doubt.
the nicest Kunite strand
ever I've seen? No, without a doubt.
Have we got the Ox in studios at the moment? Is she here? Because I'm sure she'll absolutely concur with this. The rarity of actually seeing this gemstone in around Maria, gorgeous. It really is, Maria, isn't it? And you're one of many people messaging in, by the way, already approaching 50% of the stock being gone. This is one of those acquisitions. If it's available come the end of the show, I'll be getting hold of. When we talk about cobalt blue, that's what Kunite aspires to me. It's your D to your diamond, it's your quad A to your tanzanite. That's what Kunite aspires to be. This is an absolutely astonishing price point, and I'm going to go as far as saying, if it's not already going on now as we speak, and whilst you're making those confirmations with everybody else, I think there's going to be a big email trail. I'm going to follow it up afterwards, certainly, and just say this, more of this. If we can get hold of this quality again, believe me, I'm going to get very, very excited. It might be a case of going back to a specific trader that maybe discovered an incredible parcel that might have more. We don't know. If you don't ask, you don't get. But I'm certainly going to think that it's worth that follow on, don't you? The respect that it's that hopefully I'm indicating. Mark, what would you do with this? Because I'm talking prestige now.
What do you know? What the hardness on the most scale is of this one?
It's actually it's got 2 different hardnesses, so it depends where you facet it. So it's quite hard to sort of say that with a round, because if you imagine it's faceted in both.
Would you wear it as a stretchy bracelet? So I'm thinking, how you wouldn't know. Okay.
I personally wouldn't. I mean, you can, of course, if you take care, but I personally would keep it into earrings or neckline pieces.
That my question,
just because it has got 2 differing hardnesses.
Yes, yeah.
If you think about the 2 different crystal structures, crystal angles that it grows in. So what would you do with it if it...
Well, again, I'd be really decorative. I'd mix it with the kunzite that we had earlier, because they look so lovely sat next to each other earlier. I think it'd just be exquisite. 2 natural strands as well.
I mean, how incredible is this? Just simple earrings. I saw a one-off piece of Kunite, one-off. It was the biggest Kunite solitaire that I've ever seen, and it was in an oval, wasn't in a round, it was in an oval. I think it was platinum, and it had SI graded diamonds. Saw it actually... It must have been just before Christmas. And if I had the budget, believe me, I would have bought it. It was the most breathtaking blue gemstone that I've ever seen, and it sold. I didn't have the budget for it. I'm not too proud to admit that. It sold for, I think it was £3,000. And by the way, that was an incredible deal. One of a kind. Never seen a Kunite quite like it. Angela in Lancashire. If I had the money, I would put it with pearls.
Wow.
That would be incredible, wouldn't it?
Now, I've never thought of it this way, but a round bead like this has 1 facet.
Yeah.
I've never thought of it like that before.
But yet, you've got to think about all there's 7 different crystal structures of gemstones.
Yes,
7.
Yes.
So how they actually form. Some gemstones favour being oval. That's why tanzanite you see more frequently with a longer axis, because they favour having that length. Kunite, tourmaline, another great example. Kunite, it's just usually it tends to be in an oval shape, but even that's complex. Rounds is almost unheard of. Yeah. I don't think I've ever actually seen a Kunite in a round shape.
No, I've seen iolites. We've recently had a strand of iolites, which again is another difficult one to form into rounds, but I don't think I've ever seen Kunite.
No, I haven't. Somebody's asking how much is it per bead. Good question, because they are solitaires. I'd be treating this as a parcel right now. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. Wow. That's working out to be 83 pence per solitaire. That's 24 pairs of earrings. And, you know, even if you sold them for £10,
yeah,
which you wouldn't, I'd hope.
£15 I would sell them for.
£15. Well, that's working out a profit of 400 and something then.
Wow.
Profit of 320, is it? I don't know. That's a substantial profit.
Yeah. But you wouldn't get them anywhere else. You wouldn't see them anywhere else.
No, I genuinely don't know if I could. Research it. If you're on the web right now, have you got access to the internet? Research it. Kunite round. See if you find it anywhere else, because I've not seen it. It's exceedingly rare. Exceedingly rare. Well done. Brand new in at an incredible introductory price. Just down to we've still got how many in baskets? 14, so double the quantity and 7 remaining. If you're on those phone lines, please do stay there. And you know what? The best thing is that when it gets home, it gets even better. That you get to experience this gemstone in real life, and you'll see everything that's on your screen is absolutely multiplied in beauty. Well done. Stay we are. Absolute congratulations to each and every single one of you. Now, got to move on to... Mark, you've been raving about this. Are you ready? It is that back in stock.
Oh, okay.
Did you manage to get any messages out there to your paracorders?
Might have done.
Now,
you need to take out the orange one for a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bear Grylls has just stepped into the JM studios and he's just said, well, you know what, an appropriately named code, fog. If you're in fog, you need your paracord bracelet, don't you?
Especially this one, yeah.
Especially this one, because it's going to glow in the dark. Exactly. Who's it? We found somebody. Who's from the UK services that is apparently 10 times tougher than Bear Grylls. Apparently, yeah. Apparently, yeah. So I don't know how you can measure the toughness of a bloke, but yeah, apparently you can.
Tom's quite tough, I would imagine. Is he?
Well, he can pick me up, so I'd say so. Yeah, that's my fiance, by the way. Yeah, he's big into his health and fitness and things like that. Me, not so much. Me not so. Back in stock, folks. Back in stock. They are your luminous paracords, which if you can remember when we went back to the launch of this, Mark, I can't remember what the term was.
We said illuminous.
We said illuminous.
There's no such word.
There's no such word. Yeah. But we were talking about the scientifics of what makes luminous called luminous, and it's basically about it's kind of like your gemstones, basically absorbing energy, isn't it, throughout the progression of the day.
So you'd wear it all the day, and it would charge. They would charge, and then in the evening they would emit the light. Fantastic. So it is kind of the same sort of ability that your wonderful evening gemstones have the ability to, or those of you that have got maybe solar powered lighting or solar powered electricity, the same thing. It works on the same concept, but always sells out. Great for runners. There is a safety aspect in this as well. Great for your little doggy collars as well. They're great for putting in kids' shoes, for shoelaces.
And I bet you they'd love that as well.
Yeah,
because they do kind of look candy-esque, don't they? Now, we've got loads of you already there, 16 feet on every single one of these spools, and I have got the clips coming your way as well. Ruth, Susan, Sandra, Mary, Suze, Isle of Man, Sharon, you're there as well. For 6 lots, you're paying £14.95. And again, Mark, I know you've said it before, but our paracord, the quality...
Wow. Best I've ever seen, ever. And I'm not just saying that, it really is. I've gone through a lot of paracords since we launched a couple of years ago, and I've done some research on them. And there's lots and lots and lots of sites on website that you buy it in 100-metre reels, which is a lot of outlays to begin with. But the quality is just not there. The outer covering isn't very substantial, and the inner core isn't threaded tightly enough. So without a doubt, I mean, just by feeling it, you can feel the quality. You can really feel that quality.
Yes. Again, those of you that have that maybe are thinking, oh, this is something I could really get into. Paracord does literally stem back from the
parachutes.
Parachutes.
Yeah,
exactly.
Right, absolutely.
So it has actually got that connection, I suppose.
Yeah, completely. And then obviously the bracelets and the survival, and it's actually been featured in the recent Mad Max film. Tom Hardy wears a paracord bracelet all the way through the film. So even in
so
mainstream,
ladies, if you need an excuse to watch the new Mad Max film and Tom Hardy, then there it is, right there. There's your excuse to get involved and watch him. I didn't realise it was Tom Hardy actually in that film. No, didn't realise. Did you see he took his dog to the red carpet awards? I love that he did that.
Did he?
Yeah, could have taken probably every woman on this. Well, apart from me, I'm taken. I'm sure there would be many women that would have been happy to oblige with Tom Hardy and be on his arm, but no, he takes his dog
with him.
I love that. I absolutely love that. Now, this is the paracord DVD that we actually have in stock with yourself, Mark. Yes. You're using the paracord jig here as well, and the clips, which we have got as well included in today's show. In fact, we'll bring them straight away. They always sell out, though, don't they?
That's amazing.
$14.95. Yeah. Fantastic. Okay, should we do the clips? So corresponding colours, which do continue to glow in the dark.
They do.
They are luminous. You can understand why the paracord's like really popular with the gents and the ladies as well.
Oh, it's massive. No, it's getting better. There's so many elaborate necklaces that you can make with it now. You can incorporate gemstones with it, so it's not just for chaps in the wilderness with their survival techniques. You can use it for everything. And it's really good for incorporating with other materials as well. Paracord, but what I really like is if you just use a piece of paracord doubled over as you're lazy, and just what we did with the bracelet, just wire over the top. You get an amazing Grecian looking piece of jewellery that you can turn into a really beautiful bangle. That's a lovely idea. And you know, we saw on the Wall of Fame as well the other day, and I think I spoke about it at the time, was a lady had used paracord on an asymmetric like design, and she'd incorporated beading, and I think there was a little bit of lace work there as well. So using those mixed, not being afraid to use those different textures, because paracord is quite substantial, but then including the delicacy and the beauty of the gemstones. You can make belts out of these, can't you? Yeah, and horse tethers, dog collars, everything. You can do so much with it. So much. Handbag clips. And we're talking about all the different cords we've had on today's show. You've got the clips now, so you can replicate all of the paracord techniques, but using other cords as well. Love that idea. Yeah. Paracord. I assume you want me to sing that Coldplay-esque. Paracord. Wow. That's for 4 sets. Buckles. That's for 4 sets. That is amazing. That is pretty special, actually. Wow. That's the best price I've ever seen for these buckles. Wow. That's quite taken me aback. It has me as well, because you could get, hang on a second, you can get paracord. Two sets, $8.95 is a bargain, but 4 sets. Yeah, because you've got the different sizes here as well, haven't you? Yeah, you've got the large and the small there. The large and the small. Beautiful for belts. Yeah, absolutely, Patience is saying. I totally agree with you there, Patience. I was thinking along the same sort of lines. Very wearable. And I think as soon as like Hollywood A-listers and your big feature films start sort of wearing said pieces of jewellery, then of course we do kind of follow in trends and things like that. Actual bemusement is written across Mark's face right now. Back in stock. Really now the fact that they are back in stock speaks volumes as well, because they always sell out. 6 pieces. No, it's more than that. I'm really confused. How many? So 2 times luminous buckles. So 12 in total you're getting, aren't you? Is that right? Oh, 24. 24? Wow. Oh yeah. Incredible. Gosh. Well done to each and every single one of you again. And they do click in quite easily together. Yeah, you've got a paracord workshop, haven't you? In April. It's on a Sunday. I've never done a workshop on a Sunday, middle of April. So if you can always join Mark out on his workshop, or alternatively, gain inspiration if you can't make it here to the studio, because we get that. Some people might be right down the south coast. Some people might be right up there in the north. I don't know, and might not want to travel. Then you can use our DVD. Get this into the comfort of your own home. It features the wonderful Mark. It's approximately an hour-long length of your beading with paracord. So not only teaches you the actual knots, would you call it the knots or the weaves? The knots, yeah. The knots, yep. But also how to introduce your gemstones. This was launched not so long ago, in actual fact.
It includes 6 different sort of techniques, if you like. There's the introduction, the outer bracelet, the square knot bracelet, the over and under bracelet, the vertical lark's head bracelet, the channel wrap around bracelet, and the beaded lanyard knot as well, which right now might not mean anything to you, but those once you get into your paracording...
There's also a bonus track.
Oh yes, I love the bonus track.
which is a triform necklace, which is a really beautiful way of making an.
Do we have to wait
necklace.
ages for that bonus track?
No,
you know,
it's on the end. It will come up on the menu when you pop the disc in.
Do you remember that back in the day when you used to put a disc in, and all of a sudden you'd leave it, wouldn't you? And of course it goes off, and then all of a sudden it blares out something, that bonus track that you've and it usually gives you a right fright.
Yeah.
Do you remember that? We used to do. You don't get it now with the downloads. I used to love those. Michael Jackson used to have a few of those. And all of a sudden he'd come out like, hee hee.
That was uncanny.
Scare you to death. Well done, well done, well done. Moving on, because we have got coming up in a star by in just 5 minutes. Oh
no. I missed this one.
Mystic coated amethyst. This is breathtaking.
Oh my word.
More of these, please. This is absolutely stunning. Add that regality, that richness, that luxury of amethyst. Add to that then. It's almost like, I can imagine sort of in the middle of, I don't know, an Aladdin's treasure cave or something like that. All of the jewels that are twinkling and sparkling. This is coming your way in about 5 minutes' time. So not long to wait at all. Look at that.
That's an interesting shape as well.
Yeah. I've never seen mystic coated amethyst before, and I love it. We had mystic coated aquamarine the other day, didn't we? Sold out.
Yeah. A lady kindly bought me a strand.
Really? Oh, how nice is that? Imagine this with that aquamarine.
Yes,
It would be absolutely incredible. Coming up, coming your way in approximately 5 minutes' time. So not long to wait. Absolutely exquisite. I've got no idea what it's going to, but I'm really, really excited about it, of course. Now, before that, we have got... Right. This is new, yeah? Really? I've never seen it. Apparently it's been on your screens once. Oh wait, it's back in stock. Oh, it's back in stock. I see what you mean. So, okay, October was the last time you saw this chain or something very, 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 very similar. It is your round link or Rolo chain. So the best way of describing it is perfect spheres, basically interlocking with one another. You're getting 10 meters on this spool, back in stock. Grab it whilst you can. They always, always, always sell out. If you manage to get that new chain earlier on, which I think is sold out now, then this will go incredibly with it. It's quite a sizable chain. If I just literally loop some of that off and drape it across my hand, you can actually see the dimensions. Very wearable, perfect for your, say, 32-inch length chains, I'm going to suggest, maybe. So something that you can have with real substance and weight behind. But you can bead onto this, couldn't you?
You can use it for kumahimoing as well. Do a kumahimo.
Oh, that's a nice
braid.
idea. Could you do the macrame that you did earlier?
You could use that as your working strand. Yeah, absolutely.
Work around it, because again, you're going to use those links, aren't you, to actually sort of nestle in between. 10 meters back in stock, not been on your screen since October, so that again hopefully indicates just how desired they are, and also how long it takes us to reorder such products. I love a Rolo chain just because I think it is really it's unisex, isn't it? Getting that, Elizabeth says. Short and I love it. Fair enough, do it. You do that. Great value. I totally agree. So hang on, the average necklace length is about 40 centimetres, which is about 16 inches. So that's working out at what? 25 chains. 25 chains. Okay, so how much would you expect to pay for one chain? How much would you expect to pay? I don't know the price. I'm guessing the web do. Mind you, there's loads of people on the phone lines as well. The Mystic Quartz, yes. With the keynote, could be wow. Oh, what do you mean, Maria?
Kyanite.
Oh, the kyanite.
Predictive text I hate predictive text so much.
Yeah, I've got caught out with the predictive text as well. Kunite, yeah, I know what you mean now. Yes. This would look, yes, that would look incredible. In fact, they're next to each other right now, glowing at me. And if you got some of the French wire earlier on, that yellow gold French wire, beautiful. If you prefer your silver colours, then this is a luxury chain. And all you'd need is just one of those Kunites or one of those amethysts or one of those kunzites, suspending from a 16-inch chain. And then what would you sell that for? Well, I've already got rows upon rows of people on the phone lines and on the web. I'm guessing you know more than me. Not been on your screen since October. It's the most affordable and cost-effective way of purchasing your chain. Is the spools like this. You know, we'll give you metre-long lengths. I mean, they're fantastic because you get lots of jewellery out of that, not in individual sections, but to get 10 metres continuously for £12.95. You know, it means that you are not hindered in the slightly in terms of what has already been cut. That basically is, hang on, those necklaces that we were working out, 25 lengths, 25 necklaces out of this spool, that's working out at, 52p? Should I let you into a secret, folks? I didn't do that maths. I did not do that maths. Mark knows that I can't do maths. Ollie did that maths for me. Yeah, it wasn't me. but Ollie was just saying, I love how you sound genuine, like you've worked that out, because I do a little bit of a pause. No, I'm just trying to digest the numbers. That's what it is. You know, Ollie, whenever we talk numbers, it takes me a little bit longer to absorb that information. Down to the last 42 opportunities. Sorry, say that again. Apparently we're having a few issues with Sky right now. If you've not been able to view us live on air, I'm awfully sorry about that. If you turn it on and off, just reset, or just turn us on and off, or even at the box set, just basically reprograms everything. It might actually work for you then. Or alternatively, watch us on, of course, on the web, or on tablet, something like that. But yeah, that's the best thing. If ever something's broken, that's what I always do. Turn it off and on. And I even do it at the plug socket sometimes. That sometimes works. Do you do that as well? It works, doesn't it? Especially with Sky.
It's funny.
Good tip for your Wi-Fi too, that. And also your mobile phone, by the way. Just turn it onto airplane mode and off again, and then it resets everything. Well done, Steve. We were on those phone lines, folks. Absolutely amazing to have your company this morning. Tell you what, back in stock, new wins, awesome kits, inspiration, Mark Smith, white wire we've had earlier on, and another incredible star buy. So last week, Mark, we saw a strand, and it was the first one of its kind, actually, where we'd seen that mystic colour coating over a coloured gemstone. You know, yeah, okay, you could argue labradorite, we've seen that before, but I wouldn't necessarily associate that as a specific colour. I would more call of that, lean that sort of your silvers and your greys, wouldn't you? Which, okay, we won't get too technical, but you know what I mean. So seeing the aquamarine that we saw the other day, which Mark's just told me that he's lucky enough to have from one of our wonderful customers purchasing for him. We'd never seen anything like it, had we?
No,
and we were head over heels in love with it straight away. Because firstly, I want to point out, I don't want anyone to fear for buying coated gemstones, because I can remember once there was a bit of a stigma, there we go, going back to what we were saying, of coated gemstones. I mean, those days have thankfully gone. We are absolutely adamant with the treatment of our gemstones. You know, we really do tighten down on the quality that we bring you here at JewelleryMaker. So coating a gemstone is not just simply dipping it in a gemstone, it's actually influencing a gem to microns, tiny microns of different metals. Those different metals produce that almost a kaleidoscope effect, and it's that kaleidoscope effect which bring you that wonderful colour. But then imagine enhancing that already spectrum of colours which is coming from the mystic coating or exotic coating as it has also been referred to, and then putting a base colour behind it. It just only multiplies and magnifies the overall beauty. So last week Mark and I have said, wow, more please. We did send a message upstairs, didn't we? But put a note on the system. That was with Kim. Kim was producing us at the time, and I said, put a note on the system, Kim. This is incredible. We want more of these. Sold out straight away. If your customer hadn't have got that for you, Mark, you obviously wouldn't have been able to get hold of it. I'm going to say the same again. We need to buy more of these. You've got the regality and the luxury of Amethyst, and then you've got that wonderful, magical appearance of that mystic coating. Now this to me is the iridescence of dragonflies.
Completely. Yeah, that is beautiful.
Isn't it beautiful? I want to hold it like this at a slight angle so you can see every single one of those facets. Okay, we have just 70 of these available and the quantity is already flying. It's beautiful, isn't it? You've got still diaphanity, you've got still the intensity of the colour. You know, you'd have had really rich and regal quality amethyst here then to have that incredible exotic coating across the surface which gives that just magical colours and tones. Already a third of the stock approaching has been allocated. Let's bring that star by deal in for you. I've got no... Oh, okay. I had no idea what it was going to. $17.95. I mean, Mark, we've been trying to guess, haven't we?
Yeah.
Star by deals, because Dion does like to keep us on our toes sometimes in terms of you know, there's a lot of blue on this, so maybe that's why she's pushed those boundaries even further. I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. Not only are you getting the quality and the finesse, the fineness of a Zambian amethyst, which is probably regarded as the most recognised. You know, the Zambian mine is owned by Gemfields. Gemfields own Fabergé as a jewellery brand, and they sort of bought Fabergé with a similar mentality to us. Basically, they want to go cut out as many middlemen as they can. Basically, they knew that was the best location, so they bought that mine, and now that's why so many of the sort of Fabergé pieces in Amethyst do tend to be, well, are now from this location, and were previously. 50% of the stock has already gone. 155 carats that you're getting here. Beautiful, sizable rondelles. What would you do with this, Mark?
Well, I wouldn't know. Well, I think I'd keep it just for its spectacle value. It looks like stained glass windows.
It does, doesn't it?
It's beautiful.
It is.
I think it'll have to be earrings. I think because you want that light to hit all angles, and you want it to be able to be free. I think I really do.
Can you just imagine 3? Because you've got a slight graduation there.
Yeah.
Just spaced out, so you're going to really maximise on that coating across the surface of each of those gemstones. You know, I would recommend spacing them out because we're actually hiding some of that beautiful iridescence, aren't we? By the gemstones being positioned right next to each other. Or maybe one of the most incredible rosary link.
I'd do that actually. Yeah, rosary link.
That would be amazing. Already, look at the quantity. We had 70 straight down to 28. Joyce, Margaret, Michelle, Joan, Jane, Sandra, Karen, Jackie, Angie, Kathleen, Nikki, Maureen, Lorraine, and Margaret, and Janine, and Carol, and Tessa. I can't read everyone's names, but incredible. And you're going to love it. Especially with, you know, we're now coming into the nice sort of sunshine seasons. It was gorgeous yesterday. Apparently we're set to have a record-breaking Easter in terms of temperatures. Imagine this glistening in the sun. It just looking amazing, wouldn't it? Beautiful. I tend to associate Easter with the start of the summer in particular. Now, I know it's a little bit later this year, but it tends to be my association to the summer. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. I need to move on because we have got so much more to bring you, including your next showstopper. Okay, we're going to go straight into the price. Arrows on your screen. Okay, Dion's saying, I'm not even going to show you, Al, but it's going down. Okay, can I just give you a little bit of an insight? I brought these to wear the other day, and I said, and this is 100% true, I had on previous auctions and opportunities, I've sold these each individually for about £10. £10 each. Now, for those of you that used to shop with me on those opportunities, or maybe you've purchased them from me in fact, they are fantastic, and truly I've got loads of these because I always fix them to my jewellery. And the reason for that is that if you don't, it's not just if you've got dexterity issues. These, how many times are you, who's 100 mile an hour all the time? I am. 100 mile an hour all the time. So I'm rushing around, you know, and you want to wear your beautiful jewellery, and how many times have you not been able to wear a piece of jewellery because you haven't got time to put it on and you're struggling with the lobster claws, etc. like that. Things like that. Or maybe you're doing the bracelet dance. We've all done the bracelet dance, haven't we? You know, it goes something like this. You know, you're like... The bracelet dance. Yeah, you don't have to worry about that anymore because this will sort it out. The magnets, which have got such a real strength to them, will naturally, you can see, I can't separate them. Hang on a second. It's just, when's he gonna, there we go. The magnetic force behind these will naturally put them together in the right area, even if you're not actually looking at them as well. I'm going to go into overdraft today. Loving the show, Sharon is saying, yeah, you and me both. I've probably got, and I'm not exaggerating, I've probably got about 30 of these at home. And what I do is attach them to each of my pieces of jewellery, just because, Mark, you know, when you want to wear a piece of jewellery and then you're rushing out the door, taxi's outside, and you've got your partner going, will you come on? It happens a lot. Does it? Happens a lot. So then you give up, don't you, because you can't quite put together the necklace at the back of your neck or something like that. This eliminates all of that, believe me, it does. Loads of you on the web. I've sold them. That's £1.33 each. I've sold them for just under a tenner before. One. For one, that is. Can I just point out, yeah, Ollie and I are just literally on the same wavelength right now. If you do wear a pacemaker, then obviously don't wear these just because of the magnets in here. So anybody that has got a pacemaker, I need to point that out for safety issues. If you haven't, then absolutely fantastic. I wear them all the time just because they are so incredible, incredible for the practical side of things. But they also look really cool. If I turn one of these over on its side, if you will, that is, come on, play ball. There we go. I'll turn it like that, so you can actually see the actual setting itself. You can paracord with these. Yeah, you can kumihimo. Yeah, perfect. Macrame. What else? I like the paracord idea for gents jewellery. Yeah, because the titanium colour is lovely as well, isn't it? Yeah. Quantity is absolutely flying though, and many of you choosing to multi-buy. I'm not surprised in the least. I can even do one of these up at the back of my head on live television. I did the other day. I'll show you just how easy it is to attach them. Just move those over there so they don't try and get together with this one. So literally hold it together in the same vicinity. Watch it actually snap together. They'll do that, and then you've got that lock-in mechanism which turns just like so. So double security. Text message coming through. Pregnant ladies shouldn't wear magnetic clasp either. Oh. Is that right? I don't know why. I didn't know that either. I know you shouldn't. There's this thing about x-rays and things like that. Yeah, x-rays. I didn't know about magnets though. Anyway, moving on. I've got to move on. Well done. Stay where you are on those phone lines. Now, brand new in. Almost. I almost dropped. Almost dropped them. These are your adjustable rings. In the gold plate. We haven't seen the gold plate for a while. Can I just put this next to... You're getting 20. These are size 7. Do you know what I'm going to say? They could probably go size 7 and above in actual fact, because I'm not a size 7. I'm actually generally a size 6, which is about a K in British sizes. Tiny. Yeah, I've got quite skinny fingers. There's the one part of me that is. It's the one part of me that is. I'm generally a size 6, or in fact, my engagement ring is actually a size 5. So, but they'll probably expand up. So I've just literally put that on and it fits me beautifully. So you've got a real variation of sizes. These are brand new in, and they're quite a classic shank, aren't they? Classic design. It's your square cut. You've even got a slight graduation. Can you see how those edges taper down ever so slightly? Very elegant, and again, very much for him and for her. I often refer to the fact that I do think sometimes adjustable rings can be, certain types of adjustable rings can be a little bit ugly. Fabulous that these aren't. Look, they've kept it simple. They haven't put like multiple prongs where it looks like lots and lots of fingers which are going to catch on your clothes. You've only literally got 2 settings which nestle into each other really beautifully. And again, looking at the inside of those as well, you can really see that gorgeous luster. Now, not just rings, you can use these as, if I stretch one out, I'm going to do it, let's do it. Stretch one out, you could easily stamp onto these as well. Use them as identity style bracelets. Obviously, I've done this live on air. You'd probably spend a little bit more time. Children's bracelets. Nice idea. Use it actually as a connector for a neckline piece. Maxine, Tatiana, Sharon, Ninetta, Merseyside, Lynn and Surrey already there. Brand new in, and you're getting 20 of these in total. What would you do with these, Mark? Because they are deliberately kept, they're plain. $7.95 only.
Well, I'm thinking, because I know nothing about rings at all, so forgive me, but I think, is it the stacker rings? They're called stacker rings. So maybe 3 in a row, with a wire-wrapped cabochon over all 3, so you wear it as one piece of jewellery. But I would just macrame over them. Yes. Exactly the same as we did a bit earlier on with a wire. I think it'd be a brilliant idea.
That's a really, really, really good idea, because they are quite plain, and you probably struggle to macrame over the other ones with the jump rings. Yes. Answer to the question is to keep pregnant ladies away from the fridge. Hi, see, otherwise like that, ka-chung. I love that. I do love that. I actually got a bit concerned then, because I was like, I've been wearing magnets. But I've been by the fridge. Thankfully, there are no magnets on my fridge. Otherwise I'd have been been in trouble, wouldn't I? Very good. Thank you so much for checking out and joining us this morning. So this is kind of what Mark's talking about, and you wear multiples of. It's all the rage right now. Love it. Now, do you love those colours? Fantastic. Do you know what else is on trend? Mixing all of those different colours and saturations. Should we bring you the rose gold?
Gosh.
Same design, but in the rose gold. These are brand new in. Oh, these are lovely. I'm going to take a couple of those yellow ones.
They're too big to wear as a septum ring.
As a what ring?
Septum ring.
I'm trying to think of my back.
Oh, this nostrily section.
No, I don't think so. I won't demonstrate, but no, I don't think so.
Because you open it up, don't you, and then close it around the nostril.
Around the nostril, yeah. My friend's just had her I'm not going to go there because actually I've got a cold sore, so I don't want to.
Hasn't Gemma done jewellery with chains coming across the face?
Yeah, and you could probably use them as your ear cuffs as well onto the top. Attach it to the top of the ears. That's a really nice idea. Love that, Mark. Great thinking. Fabulous. Now let's use that combination next to each other. So again, use these as thumb rings, use them as toe rings as well. You do tend to have the adjustable rings on your toes. Beautiful, and they do actually open out as well. Right now it's all about those gorgeous blush tones, which I just wanted to hold next to the yellow gold as well, because they look absolutely beautiful and fantastic. Same adjustable setting.
Could you link them to make a chain?
Yeah. You are full of ideas, Mark. I don't know. Could you bezel as gemstone? Just kind of emulate a bezel set gemstone with these.
Yeah. Gosh.
$7.95 only. And I reckon these would be really, for 20 by the way, these would probably be really, really easy to actually attach to your ear. Wouldn't they? That's working out at 40 pence each.
Gosh.
So, look, just open it like so.
They are beautiful. Is this one ridged as well, like the other one was?
Yeah.
Slightly larger in the centre.
So you've got that lovely graduation, can you see? Tapering down. Wow. Joanne, I'm new to jewellery making and I am hung Hang on, I'll just read it off here. And I'm hungover about the way you educate your audience. I'm amazed with it all. Ah, thank you, Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. Get started DVD and booklet. Have you got that yet? I hope so. Because you know, you get it free with your first order. You don't even have to order, to be honest. If you can phone up and speak to our contact centre and they'll actually send this to you as well. So gets you on the journey of jewellery making. You can you've got your introduction, your essential toolkit, guide to how to use that, how to make earrings, bracelets, necklaces. Basically, encourages you to think outside the box. You get started booklets. I hope Joanne has found us on all the social media as well. And is sending in pictures of your creations. Vanya and Surrey, it's true about magnets and pregnant women. It's because magnets stimulate cell growth. Oh, really? Okay. So we shouldn't wear magnets? Okay. Learn something new every day. What size is 7 in the UK, please, or at JK? It's about L to M. No, it's not. It's N to O. No, it's not. It's N to O. Size 6 is L to M. Size 5 is about J to K. So yeah, about N to O in the UK. But it will go up too. If you think about it, N to O, P to Q, go right the way up as well. So it's kind of the middle of the road. Size 7 does tend to be the most frequent size in the UK. It's the average, UK average really. Okay, moving on to... I love these. It's little things will please little minds, and these do please mine.
Oh, I know what you've got.
Stop. But stop time. I feel like I should be going as well. Isn't it funny how something so weird looking really excites us here at JewelleryMaker. I will ask Mark, our guest designer, to educate us on how we actually use these, but I'll show you first, because for anybody that's invested in stress balls or something like that, likes to have something constantly in their hand, sort of for stress relief, shall we say, these are great. These are absolute, they're like little mini dumbbells, I suppose. Is that what they're called? We've doubled up that pack, so you're actually getting 24 in total. What does a bead stopper do, Mark?
Well, for me, they're really useful because I work with a lot of chips and nuggets, which you know are on double strands. And if you don't want to take all of your cord, all of your pieces off as you're making your jewellery, just pop a bead stopper on the end. So open it up so it's got the little slits. Pop in the cord, and it'll just stop all your cords from all your beads from falling off. And also, if you're doing multiple strand macrame pieces as well, just pop a bead stopper on the end when you're packing away, so you don't lose your beads when they fall off. But ace.
If you want to create floating gemstones, for example, floating gemstones. So say you've got some thread or some bead, well, whatever cord it is you're using, and you want a gemstone to be positioned just so, but not actually have any mechanisms like spacers or crimps either side, and you're just using maybe your really secure glue, then you would put these either side while the glue actually fixes, and it'll stay there, basically. Right, it's giving you an extra pair of hands, isn't it? They're so incredibly practical, but it's so funny that they always sell out. These funny little things.
I've seen jewellery made with them as well, which are really, really interesting.
Seen what?
I've seen jewellery made with them as well. So if you pick one up, you thread them on, and you have a bead each side of the spring. So when you've got a piece of necklace, it looks like lots of little butterflies around your necklace. It looks really fun.
Wow! £8.95 for all 24. Loads and loads and loads of you there. These to me are they are a really functional tool. And once you've got them and you start using them, and you think, do you know what? I don't know how I made jewellery without them, because they really do have that practicality to them as well. Everybody that has these, I've got probably tons and tons and tons of reviews on FIFO. Do have a little look. Everybody says something along those lines. Once you get them, you don't really realise just how you've made jewellery without them before. But not just even your beading. You can use them for more things, can't you, as well?
I think if you can, just trying to think what you can use them.
Well, they're spring-loaded, aren't they? So, you know, if you want to actually secure a cabochon and you don't want it to move anywhere, like for example, I've actually got, let me just show you these. So a torque necklace like this. Imagine that you had a cabochon which was just glued in the centre there. And if you lay it like this, then obviously the tendency is that it's going to drop ever so slightly. So you could just literally fix it with one of these all the way around, basically. Do you see what I mean?
Hold it in
so
position.
Hold that. There we go. So imagine that there is a cabochon in the centre there, so you're securing it basically with these bead stoppers. There's loads of ways. They're kind of like an extra pair of hands for you as well. $8.95 only. Again, I need to move on because we are running out of time. Now, don't go anywhere though, because there is more of Mark and I after a very, very short break. Fantastic morning. It's absolutely raced by, hasn't it?
4 hours is just gone.
Gone within seconds. Now, can I just point out as well, for those of you thinking I want to get involved in the paracord, I want to get involved in the macrame, I'd love to meet Mark, then you can do so with his workshops. He's got a few coming up actually at the end of the week, haven't you, Mark?
Friday and Saturday.
Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
But there's still more to bring you, and stay on those phone lines for your bead stoppers. There's still quantity. I can't say that every single day. Literally months pass before one time where I see stop, bead stopper time. More coming your way after this.
Are you new to jewellery making? Not sure where to start? Then head over to our website and check out our Get Started page. Watch the welcome message from presenter Carol and find out all about JewelleryMaker. Watch one of our easy to follow tutorials where our guest designers will teach you the basics and give you the confidence to start making earrings, bracelets and necklaces. If you prefer to simply have a go, then check out our starter